Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast. I'm Ethan Simi, and today I'm joined by three wonderful guests. First up is Gio Lago.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that's so sweet.
Next up, we have Bryan Sudfield.
I'm glad I was listed second because second is the best.
Okay. Debatable when it comes to winning drafts, but we shall see. And finally, a first-time guest, Danny Jarabeck.
You know, Ethan, thanks for Venmoing me $1,000 ahead of this. I've got some bills to pay. I'm actually going to head out. I'm not going to spend this on movies. The rest of you guys have fun, but I appreciate the Venmo. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything I can do, come in under budget, and I will see to it you get real dollars sent your way. Today, we are drafting movies that are about movies in an auction-style draft. Hi, everybody. How are you? I want to start with Gio. Welcome back to the pod. Yes. This is the first time you've been on the pod since the pretty much absolute debacle that was the Best Picture collaborative draft that I don't think went any way that any of us wanted it to.
Yeah, it's because of your fault. You ruined it.
Oh my God, what did I do?
It's absolute shite picks. Just tanked it. You just had to put that much stock into to Conclave. Oh, the popes. Oh, we could have. So cool. Oh,
we could have had it all. If it wasn't for you, we could have had it all.
I don't know. I thought I was doing my job. I did my job.
I wasn't on the episode, and I believe it was Ethan's fault. Whatever it was.
Thank you. No, you're right.
It's always Ethan's fault.
It is. You will listen to it and watch it, and you'll just be like, "Holy shit, Ethan really tanked it for me and Casey.
This guy really blew it." Yeah. Cool. This is going to be a really fun draft. Totally friendly and really, really passionate about each other's picks. Gio, I'm glad to have you back on the show. Glad to have you doing a different kind of draft, which is always exciting. Once you're on the draft, we have lots of different kinds, so that is fun. Bryan, welcome back. It's been quite a while. I would say most notably you were on for the Steven Spielberg draft. You're a big Spielberg guy, but I'm glad to finally have you back on the show.
Yes, very happy to be back. Always a pleasure to be here.
Good. I'm glad. Thank you for sparing me any harsh, afflicting words. That was really kind of you. That was a really nice thing to do, just to leave all that out. Danny, first-time guest. Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast Thunderdome. How are you?
I'm super excited to be here. I am making my draft debut today. You could say I'm a rookie here, but sometimes rookies come out on top, and that's what I'm looking to do today.
Wow. Okay. Setting the bar high early in first sentence. I respect that. I just want to put you in your place. You are the rookie. So I do just want to say, everybody here, a little bit more experienced than you, Danny. I have potted with you, Danny. Most recently, we have potted about a movie that I think is just terrible. And you have you think otherwise. So we have a little bit of history, I would say, off pod that we're kind of bringing into the draft.
We've got some off pod history. We've got some on pod history. We actually have never agreed on any podcast that we've ever been on.
Yeah. Good. Well, I'm glad because on drafts, the primary goal is to not agree on what movies you want on your team. So this should work out, in theory, quite well. We are drafting movies about movies, which in and of itself is quite the niche, kind of, I guess, as Letterboxd might put it, a micro-genre or a subgenre. They always do fun things like that. I'll go around here and kind of just get the take on how we feel about movies, because we are all film lovers, of course, movie lovers at heart. And I feel like movies about films in particular have a very special place in all of our hearts because it's so kind of magical to see that take place on the big screen. Gio, do you have a connection to this kind of subgenre, microgenre? Do you like movies about movies?
I'm an incredibly easy mark, like tongue out, head shaking. Yeah, love it. Just give me movies about movies. It's like the most basic thing. Like if they take place like the earlier the decade, the movie takes place about that period of filmmaking, or the characters are just running around that playground, then I will be more obsessed with. It is an incredibly lazy genre also that like I feel almost every director at some point in their life makes a film that is either directly about making movies or metaphorically about the art struggle of making movies. It's just like one of those checkbox things that every filmmaker is like, yeah, this is my life, gotta somehow adapt it into this. Or not even if sometimes there's just films that are just directly about specific films being made. It happens all
Yeah.
the time. But I love it. Even when it's incredibly hokey and sentimental, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. The movies. We got the movies.
Yeah. Movies are so back, some might say,
Yeah.
when you enjoy
I don't know. I
such
saw
a
Minecraft.
thing.
It's so over. It's still we're on the over slump right now. We gotta
We're
wait
cooked.
to get back up. Yeah.
Shoot.
Just wait until the sequel.
Oh,
This is no good.
Oh.
Eligible for not this draft and hopefully never a draft that we host here. Bryan, what about you? How do you feel about movies about movies?
Yeah, I have a huge soft spot for them. As someone who went to film school, these movies are very much my jam. It's very easy for me to get sucked into them. Even like Gio said, there are these movies that are very hokey and sentimental and cheesy, but when it focuses on the power of cinema and the magic of movies, it's very hard for you to not get sucked in by it. And there's
Mhm.
so many interesting movies to choose from when it comes to this topic. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to add other than it's very easy for me to get excited about a movie. And yeah,
Mhm.
there's a lot of good ones.
I'm excited to see what we talk about. I agree with you, Bryan. Danny, you mentioned that we've really never agreed about anything on the pod, so I'm a little bit nervous to throw this question your way because I'm unsure if you're just going to take the harsh stance of like, movies about movies, so pretentious. How could we? But I shall ask regardless. How do you feel about movies that are about movies?
I'm not going to take the harsh stance, but I am going to operate somewhere more in the middle ground where I wouldn't say I outright am excited at the idea of these, especially because within the last few years, we really got a huge spur of them, especially for a whole series of filmmakers sort of at the late stages of their career, reevaluating or reflecting on their careers in a way. And that kind of came out with a few at once. And the idea started to feel a little bit tired in some ways. But so I wouldn't say I'm necessarily outright in a huge mass appeal for a new version or new iteration. But I will say a lot of the movies that are on my brain coming into this podcast are essentials for me. Like they are in my favorites list. They're some of the earliest movies that I encountered that brought me into this world. And none of us would be here if we didn't believe in what these movies believe in. And that's that power. Cinema is a really powerful thing. So I do believe in that. And there's certainly some favorites in here of my own, but I do think also it depends on the movie. I'm not just going to say if it's about a movie, I automatically love it.
Okay. Fair. Well, you held up your end of the bargain because any movie that is remotely about any movie ever, I will obsess over. So I am a little bit different than your take, a little bit more in the Geo camp here, in the Bryan camp. I love movies about movies. I think you guys all spoke to it quite well. I think there is just something really special about filmmakers doing that. I will put a caveat, though, and slightly agree with you, Danny, how over the last few years there has been a huge uptick, obviously, in late-stage filmmakers kind of using that opportunity as a porthole, really, to kind of put forth and put over their ideas of their own lives and what they see in the movies that they make, which I think is interesting and can go good or bad. So there is that to it. But generally, movies about movies, a really exciting thing. And I think pretty much anybody who likes movies or loves movies is kind of on board for like the idea of a movie about movies. It's just pretty cool. So in saying that, that is what we're going to be drafting here today in an auction style draft. Now, I think the last auction draft that we did here on the show was the 2022 auction draft, and that was 5 people. Again, all guys. We're back with the all guys auction draft this time as well. So, I don't know. We were called out recently as well for not having any drafts about women. So I'm just going to keep that going. We're just going to keep that energy alive, at least in this episode, and have all of us draft movies about movies. And the 2022 auction draft, total nightmare, I got to say. So hopefully we can do things a little bit better. I don't know if it can get more interesting, but we will do our best. How are you guys feeling about this draft in general. Gio, the last time you were here, you did a collaborative draft. Now you're here for an auction draft. Are you a little bit nervous about mixing up the draft style? Feeling confident?
No, I think I just do enough fantasy football that I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it. So this is like nothing for me. And I've already been thinking about this. I've been doing some homework with some rewatches, doing some first time watches. So I already have a like good idea of what I want and like what I'm willing to give up. So I feel good. I'm in my relaxed position. I'm like sinking into my chair with my water bottle. So like keeping the mindset clear prepares me to win this draft.
Yeah, you don't want to make any mistakes like you did on the Best Picture collab. That's fair. I totally understand that intention. Good idea. Danny, did you do any prep work for this draft? I mean, it's your first draft, and I will say, as someone who's participated on every draft we've ever done except one, auction drafts probably the most difficult, probably the most strategy-ridden drafts. So I'm really throwing you into the deep end here.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the respect to believe in the fact that I could handle it, and I could hold my own here as a newbie. I didn't do any rewatches, but I did put together some lists. I evaluated the options that I think either exist in the subgenre or maybe are on the bubble of existing on the subgenre. And, I have my own little private letterbox list here. Private is the key word there, on where I sort of stand on my priorities of what I want to maybe come out of this with. So I've got some homework done. I got some due diligence.
Okay. Wow. You're kind of throwing down the gauntlet a little bit. You're like, I'm coming into this fully prepared with your private letterbox list.
You know what?
Wow.
I will say this. It's not always about winning, but I want the movies that I think are valuable to own in this subgenre. And that's obviously subjective, but if I come out of this with a lineup that I believe in, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you won't. I'll just say that you're going to have to make some concessions because I'm going to take some. I gotta have some of these movies on my team. Bryan, how are you feeling about this draft? Did you do any rewatches, first time watches, to get ready?
I'm not going to give you any
nothing. You're
discussion on my pre-planning and everything.
Wow.
I admire the fact that Gio is very confident, and I admire that Danny's also confident. I'm fucking terrified. I can't lie. I can't lie. And the thing is, like, I'm very good friends with all of you, like offline and everything. And I know how each of you work when it comes to the podcast and everything. And I don't know how it's all going to pan out, but I kind of agree with Danny. I would be very happy if I had a list to where the films on my list were well-deserved, but for me, it's all about winning. So I know that Danny said it's not about winning, but for me, it's really all about the wins and everything.
Listen, when I say it's not all about winning, I'm just prepping for the worst here. It is about winning.
It's never been more about winning, of course. I share the same sentiment, even though I've only ever won, I don't know. Let's see. How many times have I ever won? 4 times. So that's exciting. Really great track record that I have going here. Could be my 5th. Who's to say, really? Well, we shall see how this draft really does turn out. So it is an auction draft, which means that we will get each $1,000 to spend on putting together a team of 6 films, totaling 24 films that will be drafted here on the Movies About Movies auction draft. The film must, in some way, shape, or form, contain a narrative about films themselves, or about a movie, about a film, a cinematic event. Now, of course, with that does come the ever-bending genre question that we shall endeavor upon together, and we shall take that long, arduous, adventurous road to see what is deemed qualifiable for this draft. I can't wait to do that with you guys because I have some of my own, and I'm really excited to see what happens and what we put forth. And quite honestly, I'm really interested to see if any of us think we have kind of like a sneaker pick that gets put forth and is bid upon heavily. I wonder if it will kind of emerge from the ashes, as to say. I have Avatar, Fire and Ash on the mind. Disney just finished their CinemaCon panel, so that's when we're recording. If anybody needs a live timestamp, so that's what's happening.
Just Pandora pilled. We're just Pandora pilled. What can I tell you?
Oh my gosh. Take me back. Let's go. Can't wait. Okay. We will be drafting in a traditional snake style. And if you fill up your team, you are forbidden from nominating any more films, even if it might be your turn to do so. So once you have 6 films, you are essentially removed from the draft, whether that be early or late in the stages. You cannot put forth any more films for the draft. Now, the key difference, other than it being an auction style, of course, is that just because you pick a movie doesn't necessarily mean that you get that movie. You just get to nominate that film for the bidding. So if Danny puts forth a film, he will start the bidding and set the price floor on what that is and see what happens from there. The movie will go to the highest bidder. You must have 6 movies. You don't have to spend all of your $1,000. Like I said, whatever you save, I will personally Venmo you. That is how successful this podcast is. So actually, I should be taking guest fees from you guys. I actually need money here.
It's too late. I'm picking the worst ones that no one wants for $1 each, and then I'm just gonna send me the charge. Yeah, thanks.
I want that $9.94 Venmo in my account.
Yeah, I agree.
Should have thought about that before I put that out there into the world. That was tough.
I'll send you my Venmo in the chat right now. Don't worry.
Bummer. Yeah, actually, if you could just send them in the chat, I'll put them on this video for everybody to see. We're now on YouTube, so you guys can check it out. And then just send us money, I guess, is really what I'm getting out here. Any other questions? Any other logistics, rules that we should go over before we embark on this draft?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Ready? Okay. Yeah. Listeners of the podcast know I always like to ask the question, is anybody hoping to go first? I'm about ready to spin the wheel of names, and once your name gets picked, that's the spot you get. Does anybody want to go first?
I mean, I'll go first.
Okay. Like it's like a punishment. You're like, well, I guess if someone has to go to the gulag, it'll be me.
It's part of the plan. Trust the plan, Travis Scott, you know?
Wow.
I
okay.
feel
Trust the process.
I know what he would do with the first pick, and that scares me more than anything else.
I don't think you do.
So, okay. I think we should spin the wheel. I, of course, have a question. Longtime listeners of this pod may know the auction draft, there's kind of a two-pronged strategy. You could go the classic route, of course, and put yourself in contention for the bidding on a regular basis. Tyler C. Whitmore came on here and instilled the Tyler C. Whitmore mode of bidding. I'm not going to divulge what that might be in case you don't know, in case you are unaware. Go back and listen to the episode. So I'm nervous. Bryan, I'm starting to lean towards your camp of being incredibly nervous for this draft. So, okay, I have the wheel of names. I can prove it. People can see it now on YouTube. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to spin. Normal proper names, normal capital, no funny business, no Ben messing around here. I don't really want to go first. I was just going to say, and that really fucks me up.
That anything.
It was so
this
close.
This is no good.
It was so close to me.
I'm glad it wasn't anywhere near me.
This is no good. I didn't even want to go first. How terrible. Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Kind of, all right.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. Down to Bryan and Danny here. I think it would be fitting if Danny went last, to be honest. Well,
God damn it.
Just what you gotta do is just whatever
Ethan
Ethan said happen.
Yeah, that is honestly a little suspicious.
Yeah,
it's a little suspicious.
Truly suspicious. You got some kind of AI voice recognition deal there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I actually do have it programmed to like auditory commands where it'll do exactly as I say.
Yeah.
Whatever name you say while it's spinning, it ends up landing on.
Yeah, totally. I just gave the game away. Tough. Okay, I'm filling out the doc here. I will be going first. Now, of course, obviously a reminder that does not mean that I get really the first pick. It just means I get to kind of set forth the first film that we'll be betting on.
Set the tone, baby. Set the tone.
Okay. Let's partake in the Movies About Movies auction draft here on the pod. Bryan, you are going forth, so you're going to be at the turn, which is always interesting. And then I'll be on the turn coming back as well. So let's see how this plays out. Now, I mentioned the two schools of drafting thought here and money spending thought. You guys feeling like big spenders today, or are you going a little more frugal? You guys trying to kind of like stretch the dollar?
I think it depends.
Okay, that told me nothing. Thanks, Gio.
You're welcome.
I think I don't want to tell you anything before you nominate the first movie of this draft.
I'm just trying to see where we're at. Just trying to see where we're at.
The tough part about the construction of this is
Mhm.
you're trying to get us to talk, and we're trying not to tell you things.
Yeah.
Of course, that's as it goes. As it goes, there are a lot of movies that I want. There are a lot of movies that I think would make for a very good team. With that in mind, I think a lot of these movies are going to be well contested over. I don't think I have 5 movies where I can like guarantee will be off your guys' plate for $1 later on. So I don't feel comfortable about going like a $9.95 bid. This could come back to burn me and it could haunt me. I don't know. I'm a little nervous. Gio's next, but I think what we should do, let's just have fun. You know, let's have fun. We're all here to have fun, right? And I feel like this doesn't happen enough on auction drafts. We always maybe start out a little bit coy, you know, a little small talk. I'm gonna jump right into bed. I'm gonna get this process started. So for let's say $100, $100. See where we go from here. Let's put up Singing in the Rain, the best movie about movies, right?
Wow.
Fucking
It is.
hell.
Start with some stress.
Yeah. Okay. We're doing this.
I just
great
didn't wanna
film.
wait.
200.
Oh.
200.
250.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Damn.
Gio, we
Never
gotta
mind.
get a
Brian
hard
just
level.
big dog me. Brian just big dog. He's like, I want it.
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain. I'll go in 270.
I got 300. Oh, okay.
Oh,
305. 305. I will remind you guys as well as listeners, you're free to bid whenever. You don't need to wait for a break in any conversation or anything. And then bidding will take place on a theoretical clock of 30 seconds from the last bid. Now, I don't have a real way to track that. I know clocks exist. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do what feels right, to be honest with you guys. So, I've got 305. So again, you know, big strategy play here of like when you bid, how much you bid. There's a lot that goes into this.
315.
Now let me ask for all the big ballers here while you guys are, putting in these funds for Singing in the Rain. What is the
325
essence of Singing in the Rain that has just latched onto you as film lovers? As it is, I agree, one of the greatest films about films, one of the great musicals of all time. So I just want to hear, because it seems like you guys are ready to throw in some cash. I'll do 310.
Oh, I just said 325 when you were monologuing.
I'll do 330.
Also, I'm not going to answer that question. I'm not going to answer that question until the bidding is over. That's a direct. Come on.
Well,
You're asking. You're trying to suss out my ceiling here. I'm not ready to give up that info.
I put 330.
350.
375.
It's a hell of a movie to have.
Do it.
It's a hell of a movie to have on your team, boys.
It's the big dog, right? It's the big one.
It is one of the big ones. I agree.
Oh, you think it's
one
one
of
of the big ones?
Yeah, I think there's so many great films about films. I think whoever has Singing in the Rain has a great, like a perfect movie on their team.
410.
Ooh, 415.
420. This might be, I don't know, I'd have to go back, but this might be the highest like movie number 1 bid.
That's impressive.
Generally doesn't go this direction. It's generally,
I think
10,
I'm gonna bow
15
out.
bucks.
I'm thinking I'm gonna bow out.
Oh, you're thinking long game here. You're thinking down the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Does
Okay, so
anyone
Gio's
high bid?
out.
What's the high bid right now?
Said
I believe
425, correct? That's what Ethan said.
Yeah, I believe I have 425. And if I didn't, I do now. How about that?
Brian?
Just over 40% of my. Are you bowing out, Danny?
I'm not bowing out yet. 430.
Trying to get my numbers. Oh my God. 440.
I do feel like this is a little bit rude to do to you right away, Danny. To just be like, let's go big. But
the problem is I don't
445.
want to enter my first draft on already on like fighting money, but this is the movie,
I feel like it is.
What'd you say?
445.
440. Oh, you said 445.
Yeah, I got 445. We're getting up there. This is
Look
the
at my
Batman
big
money.
ballers over here. I'm just surrounded by big ballers.
I don't know if I could spend almost half my budget or more than half.
So I think this is
I don't know if I want to let Ethan get away with this.
You know what? That's right.
I don't
That's
blame
right.
you.
Tough,
That's right.
tough.
You come on his podcast. Just flex your muscles.
He put this up. He got him. He AI voice recognized himself into putting up
it
Singing
did.
in the Rain first.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna let him
You know
escape
what?
with the big dog.
Hear me out. How about you just make
The
it a
entity.
nice flat number, throw some extra zeros in the back. Just gone. Just throw it in there. All right, you just do it. Just do it. It's on your mind. Just do it.
Now, the last auction draft that we had was the 2022 auction draft. We had several people kind of questioning and asking us for video because auction drafts are kind of inherently more entertaining when we have video to see all of our reactions. This is the very first auction draft that is on video. So let it be known, this is going into the
This
hall.
is my card. My Minecraft
bid card.
press.
Uncut gems this shit. That's not a bad idea.
My
Oh, no, no, no,
Minecraft
no,
press.
Oh, gross. You gotta burn that. All right, I'm gonna be frank with you guys. 445 has been sitting for like what, a minute here?
Okay, then
we're getting down to last calls.
I'm
Come
out.
on,
I think that's
Danny.
fair to say. I'm not saying it just because I have the
It
high
sounds
bid.
like
Come on,
it's a two-
Danny.
It's a two-man battle. You're at the
Bryan,
poker table. It's a
Bryan, are you
50-50
officially
hand.
out?
I'm out.
Wow.
Were you not
I would
staring at
not
him
have thought
in the
that.
corner? He's like literally ripping his hair out, just like.
I'm sorry, Queen Debbie Reynolds. I'm so sorry.
Come on, you know you
450.
want it.
Wow. He's not
Come on.
done yet.
Are you done, Ethan?
455. No, not.
Oh my god.
I mean, how do you want to go, Danny? You know?
Stealing my
We
phone.
could
Heavy as the-
collectively not crush each other for the rest of this draft and just
we could
Nah, you got that.
we could have-
dog in
we
you.
could
You
make
just
an
wanna- you
alliance.
just wanna fight. Just do
we
it.
could make 4 really mediocre teams, or we could have 1 really stacked team that has Singing in the Rain, and that would be my team. 455 right now. Do or die, Danny. I'm stressed for you.
460.
The dead air is great.
Wow. I think dead air is part of the fun of the auction draft. I try my hardest, as a host, but makes for a lot of fun. 460. 462.
Very specific number.
463.
Oh,
465.
Okay. This is what we're doing now.
It's kind of fun to get in like a one-on-one bidding battle with another person.
like
Generally,
poker,
it's like
man.
me and Ben. Or
Should I
like
go
somebody
make a
else.
cup of coffee while this is happening?
I think we should get Bryan back
Ask
in.
Danny. Ask Danny. He's the one. He's holding up this whole draft.
Bryan, why
We-
do you love Singing in
We
the
got
Rain?
23 other movies to go,
I'll
Danny.
wait
Let's
to
make some
explain
decisions.
Once the bidding is done. I want to see how far this goes.
Well, it might take
Are we
a
gonna
while
make
here, Bryan.
one of your
You're at
half
465, Ethan.
465. Almost half of my budget.
Oh my god.
I unflinchingly bid 465.
470.
475.
He said that in such a remissive mode where he's just like,
Yeah, you don't even want to be in this bid, Danny. Just bow out. You don't want this. I know you don't.
480.
It's eating you up inside. You're like, God, really
480.
screwing over my team.
480. We gotta
Wow.
hold on. You see the screen next to me? That's a big dog right there. That's what he's put 480. What are you gonna do, Ethan? What are you gonna do?
481.
Oh. You know what, Danny? Just say 500. Just fucking just do it. Just
Would you really want to come in here and spend half of your budget on the very first movie? Danny, you have
It's the
5 other
perfect
movies
one.
you have
That's
to
what
do.
you're saying,
It is
right?
the
It's
perfect one.
It's the perfect one. It's
I don't know. It's only one of the greats, according to you, Gio. There's some other things on the board.
oh yeah, there's a lot on the board. But I'm also not betting right now.
Oh, this is painful. How badly do I want this versus to have a whole
Whole slate.
lineup that I appreciate?
Yeah, it seems like one of those options is better.
It's a 5-star movie, man. It's such a 5-star movie.
I hear you vamping, and the clock is running, Danny.
You're at what? 490? 490?
No
What was
way.
it? What were you at?
472. 472, I thought, or 471.
Sounds like you have a number in your mind. You just want to say it.
Say it. What is 1,000 divided by 2? Say that number.
gotta-
Let's go.
we got to press forward. We got other movies to bid on here.
Oh. I'm out.
Do it. Do it.
I'm
No.
out.
He's out. He's out.
Sold.
Sold for
Singing in the Rain.
$471. I will take
God.
Singing in the Rain, a remarkable pickup at that price. To be frank with you guys, I was ready to spend to the moon. I was ready.
The thing is, I think he was going to spend $700 minimum on that.
I guess we'll never know. We'll never find out. I will answer your question now, Gio. The reason that I like Singing in the Rain so much, obviously, it's a 5-star movie, as you mentioned, Danny. It's perfect. It's formative. It's about Hollywood. It's kind of as good as it gets. I show my girls Singing in the Rain almost every Sunday morning. We watch this movie together while my wife goes to work. When I got my new TV, put Singing in the Rain on. Looks good on an 85-inch TV. I got to be honest. This movie is something that I hold near and dear and I cherish very much because it is hopefully forming my young daughter's minds about what movies can be, what they should be, what they encompass, themes, humor, relationships, color, everything. And I think Singing in the Rain is kind of the perfect movie for that. So
that was very
I
sweet.
feel
It's
good.
crazy also how that like work is gonna get negated with the 1-2 combo of Lilo and Stitch live action and How to Train Your Dragon live action. But you know
tough
what?
beat for
That's why every
me.
Sunday is why it's like brainwashing program, but instead of like mental torture, it's like Turner Classic Movies, you know?
It's hard to argue with bowing out on that one after reasoning.
Now, how bad would you have felt if you had taken that from him? Huh?
If I had just gone,
exactly.
if I had just gone
terrible human.
Full big dog and went like 600 on him.
I was ready for the job. I was ready for you to hit
What was
hyperspace.
your ceiling? What was your ceiling on that?
I don't know, like $800. Like it was high.
I
didn't even think about what it was.
There was no way I was getting it.
Yeah, couldn't have been yours. Okay, Singing in the Rain, I think arguably the best movie about movies. And I think more importantly, not necessarily only a movie about movies, but a movie about movies changing and how movies changing impacted not only Hollywood, but impacted the world and the people within that world. So love it. Incredible. I can't believe that just happened. What a draft we're having. All right, Gio, let's see what you bring to the table.
So I was really touched about the story about you and your daughters and you showing them and just what movies could be. Film as an art and how formative it can be for those who are young. And I was just thinking, what movie is about a young person so spellbinded by film? He was just going to commit his life to it.
Here we go.
And I thought of Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans. So I'm going to put The Fabelmans here. I'm going to start off at a nice little crispy $100. Something small, something sweet, so we can have some time to talk about it, let it digest. I know this is a movie that is beloved by people here, beloved by a filmmaker who, if you hate Steven Spielberg, it's kind of tough unless you're like, you know, like Jean-Luc Godard or something like that, you know. But I mean, it's Spielberg. Come on. So late stage Spielberg, Golden Globe winning film, a heater. The Fabelmans, $100. I'm putting it out right there. Starting bid.
So I'm deeply interested to see how Bryan interacts with this bidding here, because this is Bryan's wheelhouse, honestly. I'm waiting.
Is his potential big spender.
Yeah.
I'm going to say off the jump, I'm out.
You're out.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm not even going to put a bid. You're out as well? What's going on?
I'm uninterested.
You know where I stand on this movie. I'm sorry.
You don't like The Fabelmans? Did I forget this about you?
I'm lukewarm on The Fabelmans.
Oh, wow. Well, this is interesting.
I know it's shocking to hear from the coming of age podcast host that he doesn't love The Fabelmans. I know it's shocking.
This guy, Ethan, you love The Fabelmans, right?
I do.
I didn't know that. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. I never knew this.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want this on your team?
I would say I enjoy The Fabelmans more than most. So this is a little bit of a tough bid here. I mean, I did just spend almost $500 on Singing in the Rain.
Well, we can keep it cheap for you if you want to just keep it in that ballpark. We keep it cheap. Have a nice little conversation.
I love The Fabelmans for this draft, and I think particularly it would look nice on my team having a movie, from yesteryear and then a movie from current day would be quite nice, full package. I'm out. Sounds like you're trying to offload this movie, so I'm good.
Okay.
Wow.
I did not want
$100.
He
I did
could
not
have
want.
spent, he could have spent like $10 on that.
I did not want this movie at all. If I'm being quite honest, I don't want this fucking movie. I was really trying to offload it. You kind of read me like a book there. I did
Oh
not want
my
this
God.
fucking movie. That's
Oh,
actually
that's
pissing
great.
me off like immensely.
Oh,
I like the movie. I
That's
think it's really good. I think.
incredible.
Okay.
Wow.
God damn it. That actually
$100 down
I
the
wasn't
down the
expecting it.
shitter.
I thought at least Bryan, I know, was mid on it, but I was expecting
Yeah.
at least like $50. So we had
We all thought
conversation.
Brian
Danny
was going to
just
spend a good bit on it.
Danny
Wait,
just
wait,
was like,
wait, hold on.
nobody.
Hold on. Why did you think I was going to spend money on this?
Just I
Actually,
knew
this
you
is-
weren't gonna,
this is-
but I
this
thought
is-
you were gonna
I
raise
don't-
the price up.
Yeah.
I didn't recall your feelings on this movie, but this is like on paper a wheelhouse, Brian.
Oh,
It
I
is.
completely agree. That's why it should be a 5-star for me, but it's a 3.5 instead.
I'm actually very upset. My team
Oh.
sucks now. I lost. It's over. It's fucking game over. man.
So
You're so
this
cooked.
is so interesting to me because the 2022 auction draft, Tyler came on here as well and was like, I'll take Marcel the Shell for $15, and everybody let him keep it. And he was like, I did not want that film. So that's 2 auction drafts in a row now. Someone has tried to employ the offload technique to no
To
success.
their own detriment, yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
not like this film, Gio, or you
I
just
like
don't?
it.
You
I
just didn't
had
want
a
it?
perfect dream. No, I just was hoping to offload. So I didn't even think you were gonna take. I literally, if you were like 150, I would have easily just been like, okay.
I'm not spending $150 on the Fablemans. That's come on,
He was just trying to get some others to drop their total.
drop that
sums.
cash.
Yeah.
Huh? I feel like we're entering a new evolution of auction drafts. People are we're kind of trying to solve the puzzle here. This is fascinating. Gio, your team's looking very good. The Fablemans
hate
for
it.
$100.
I hate it. It's too bad. I hate this shit.
A very mid to below mid tier.
It is not a mid movie, but
No,
for a
it's
number one
great.
overall
Come
pick,
on.
it's pretty fucking lame.
Yeah,
God damn.
You got a while to go. I mean, you got 4 picks before you get to put something on the board. Of course, you could be in contention for the next nominee here, which will be Danny's nominee. First ever nomination on the Movie Draft Podcast.
First ever nomination. Well, my instant gut reaction coming out of that is that offloading is an interesting strategy that might not pay off. But
Oh, really?
let's see. Let's see
Yeah.
here. So I'm gonna go $50
Okay.
for a Martin Scorsese movie, Hugo.
Not the
Oh,
one not the film I was thinking of.
oh, interesting. You're thinking of another Scorsese film.
Yeah, I am.
Huh. Well, I should
I'm out.
probably
Hugo's
pull up
like
Letterboxd,
one of
shouldn't
my- Like, I'm out. I'm pulling it, Danny. I'm out.
I like Hugo.
I
Hugo's
think it's
good.
a good film. I just think relative in Scorsese's filmography, I don't know. I haven't really ever revisited Hugo since it came out, and I was like 11. So like, it's a movie I haven't really resonated with at this phase of my life compared to a lot of his other films. But I didn't remember being that blown away by Hugo. So I'm gonna bow out, but I would love to
fair.
see where this goes.
This is tough. Hugo's a film that I came around on big time as I got older. I did not like Hugo when it came out. And then I revisited it years ago and I loved it even more. And I think it's cool that Scorsese made a film for families and everything. I think that's very inspiring that he did that, especially super late in his career. But
I show
what
my
was the
kids
bid?
Wolf of
What
Wall
was the
Street
bid?
every Sunday after Singing in the Rain, just to
Ooh.
let you know. Now that it's on Disney Plus, so
Yeah.
What a double feature. How much was the first bid?
$50. Interesting. I'm trying to do a little recon real quick. I'll buy you a couple seconds here, Brian, to think about this. I'm doing a little recon, just in case I
AKA
didn't.
was stalking our letterboxes, trying
No,
to see where we have things ranked. I know
Oh,
you.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am not
I
on
know
Letterboxd
you.
right now. I am just searching up, movies about movies. In case I did my research, I came prepared with a short list here. In case I missed something, every website that I'm looking at right now, number one, Singing in the Rain. What are you gonna do? It's already been claimed.
You know what's not number one? The fucking Fablemans. I can tell you that. I can tell you that.
Tough.
The first round pick that lives in infamy.
Yeah.
But Hugo here,
Wow.
Bryan, you should take it, man.
I can't.
Hugo is on this list, and I'm looking at it. It's within the top 10.
I don't want a film with Asa Butterfield on my list.
Okay, sex education rocks. Okay, I'm gonna defend my guy there for a second.
Sorry, couldn't get into it. Yeah, no, I can't put Hugo on my list. I'm sorry, I'm out.
You're out.
I'm out.
Wow.
You gonna bid?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I won't be taking Hugo. So
Congratulations.
Danny, you can have it for 50
Wow, it
bucks.
seems like so far everyone is getting the films that they picked.
Can I ask you a clear and direct question here? Did you want Hugo on your team?
Absolutely. This was.
Whoa.
There's in kind of separating my headspace here between films I personally admire and films that are just cemented in this subgenre. Like Singing in the Rain cemented in the subgenre. I also love Singing in the Rain.
Sure.
But Hugo for me falls under that category of your description for Singing in the Rain. I was introduced to this through the source material, the book that I read with my mom growing up multiple times. And then we went out and saw this in theater together when it first came out and have revisited it many, many times since. Also for the audio listeners, I have George Millier's
Wow.
Okay,
Trip to the Moon.
That's
So
pretty cool. Ben also has that
for me.
tattoo. That's very interesting. Wow, you and Ben, tattoo brothers. I didn't know that.
Isn't this your favorite Scorsese film? Didn't you say that recently?
It's a tough sell for people because obviously it's not anywhere close to his most heralded movies, but it's so personal to me that I just have to put it at number one just for its own appeal to me on that level.
Well, I'm happy for you. You got the movie that you wanted. You got Hugo, which I think is a perfectly fine film. I didn't really want it in this draft.
I got it for a fair price.
Yeah, I think $50, not bad. Two goes now where there's been no bidding, so that's
true.
Interesting. That's interesting.
That is an interesting.
Kind of fucking sucks. If you ask me, I don't know about y'all. Not really that great.
Tough.
Well, don't worry. It's about to get interesting here. So,
okay, Bryan, you gonna bring us some bids?
Yes. Okay. I know for a fact. I know where all of you stand on this movie, and I know that all of you have a very, very big love for this movie.
Oh
I know
boy,
what he's doing.
So
don't do it now. Do it later.
No,
save it.
No, I have to. I have to do this now. I have to, because I want to be the one who starts the bid on this film.
Sure, the instigator. If it were.
I'm gonna start off the bid at $150. Going to start a little lighter than probably anticipated for this film. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You're son of a bitch.
Oh, not where I thought you were going, but equally interesting.
I was between two in my head, and that was one of the two I thought he was going to.
This was the one that I thought Gio was going to pitch.
I was waiting to let someone do it later, and hopefully, if more people spent money, I could dump. But I'm going to put money into this. So if you want to do it, let's do it. 170.
I'll go 175. Fairly good film. Can I ask real quick? Obviously let the bidding commence here. How are we feeling about the sequel news? David Fincher doing a sequel for Netflix.
Give it to me.
Written by Quentin Tarantino.
I need it.
No.
Okay. So we're all over the board. Really interesting.
Very mixed on this. I'm not a Fincher fan, so I don't.
You're not a Fincher guy. Oh, wow, no. David. Awesome. Our relationship continues to be disparaged. This is wonderful. How can you not be a Fincher guy?
He thinks the Social Network is fine, not incredible.
What are we at? We are at 210?
210.
225.
Oh, shit. 230. Fuck.
250.
255.
260. Damn it.
350.
400.
450.
455.
465.
466.
466. Damn it.
475.
No!
500.
510.
No freaking way. 520.
525.
Are you guys aware? Like, what is happening right now?
Hush. 530.
535.
Oh my god.
545.
550.
560.
570.
Oh,
580.
600.
Danny, are you out on
610.
this?
I'm not gonna say I'm out.
I'm
Oh my
not gonna
God.
reveal. Okay,
What did you
can
say,
I just?
Bryan?
610.
What do you want to say? Okay. What did you say? What do you want to say, Ethan?
I don't want to ruin the momentum. I'm just enjoying watching this.
Okay. Thing is, he
Even
knows
though I
I'm gonna
did.
do it, and he's just trying to drive up the price so I spend as much as I want. He's doing what I wanted to do to you, the Fablemans, but I was expecting
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain to do that. So I'm just gonna straight up just 750.
Huh. 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 I forgot how to breathe for a second. It's too bad you have the Fablemans on your team, really,
75.
really bringing you down.
780.
Oh, I just rewatched this the other day.
Yeah, cool, bro. Cool, bro.
You guys
Cool, bro.
realize we're in the first round
I
here?
don't give a good goddamn.
We're in the
I got
first
plenty
round.
of movies that no one will pick that I will nominate for $1.
Oh,
This is mine.
wow.
Like Lock, Stock, and Barrel.
'Kay.
It's happening.
Where are we at?
I think we were at
780.
775.
No,
780.
780.
Okay.
Someone said 780. Yeah.
It was me.
785.
Okay, cool. 790.
795.
Okay, give me 800.
Bruh.
I don't think he can be stopped, Brian. I'm
Bruh.
afraid.
Just give it to me
I-
so we can move on.
I want Cliff Booth on my team.
That's cool. I
Drive
don't
up
give a-
that price, baby.
He's gonna
that
drive
price.
up the price, but like I have other movies that I know.
Keep
most people
going,
won't
guys.
pick. I'm going to the CR School of Auctioning from the Big Picture. I got my shit locked in of like movies no
Yeah.
one's
He
gonna
might-
want that I will take.
he-
You're gonna pick
He
your
might go
obscure 80s pervert
995
film,
on
right?
this.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're gonna do that. You're gonna go 90. What if I back out and you just fuck yourself? You gonna do that?
I mean,
you gonna do that, buddy?
At every junction, it is the opportunity to take the other out with the 995 bid. Like that. That's how you resolve.
I
this.
cannot pull the Tyler Whitmore strategy. I can't do that.
Can't do it.
I can't
I think
do
you
it.
could do it.
No. That's Tyler's thing. I'm not going to take away Tyler's motives. God,
What are we at? 800?
800.
Good golly.
This sucks. This
Fuck.
is gonna fuck me over on other movies I want, but you know what?
I would say movies about movies auction draft going quite swell so far. This is
No, it's not because I
you
could
really
have an extra
wonderful.
$100 of fire ammo here.
You know what? I think I'm the only person here that doesn't have this movie at 5 stars, so maybe it is ideal for me to not have this on my list. As much as I love it and everything, but
You're bowing out.
Yeah. 800 is a lot of money.
It
for
is a
this
lot of
movie.
money.
And I
Yeah.
know that every cinephile loves
I
this
have no
movie
money
and
for
everything.
anything else if it makes you feel better, so you give it to me. But neither will you. You'll have like very little money either.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
If
I'm
I
screwed either
bid
way.
all my
I'm
money on
screwed
this,
either way. I'm screwed either way, buddy.
if I bid all my money on this, I'm not going to be able to have any cool movies on my team. Just saying, and that's the truth.
But you have the coolest movie.
But you have one very cool one.
I could get another very, very cool one. Don't worry. My time will come.
Do we do trades here? Anyone want to trade for the Fableman for like
Absolutely not.
FAB,
No
way
like some
in
free
hell.
agency bills? No,
we do
Okay,
not allow
sure,
black
not.
market transactions here on the show.
Ah, damn.
I'm gonna put out our last call for this. Brian, make
It's
your
official.
decision.
I'm a has-been. Gio, it's yours.
That was what. Okay.
Wow.
I was also ready to spend big on that, but over 500, I'm having a tough time.
This
coming
isn't my
to.
top 10 favorite movies of all time.
I was
Same.
going to
This is my
actually
by
ask,
far.
where does this rank for all
It's number
of you
one.
amongst Tarantino's films?
It
Obviously,
is
this has
also
to be
my
your
number one
favorite.
Tarantino
I think
movie.
it's his best film. I think he
Easily.
screwed the pooch of this whole weird shtick of like I only do 10 movies, and he made his best movie a film too early.
Yep.
So I
100%.
think
Ugh.
this news of him doing a sequel with Fincher and he's writing it only is kind of like he gives the baby away and Fincher raises it. And the weirdest aspect is the Netflix part, but
Very.
if
That's
Fincher
why I'm
will
not
shoot.
excited for it.
Well, I think Fincher will probably get some in theater. Well, the thing is, I live in New York, so I can see it in a theater, and I think also
Must be nice.
I'm more concerned about if it being shot on film because that's not Fincher's shtick anymore. Even for Mank, he was like, "No, I'm just gonna pretend it's film," which is my one major complaint about that. But to see Cliff Booth
One
again,
major complaint.
that
well, the
Netflix
movie
money.
rocks. That movie rocks. Okay?
You're pro Mank? Oh,
I'm
tough.
pro Mank.
That's a bummer. Wow.
Ethan on this one.
So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood just sold for $800. That's just that's
my
what's
bid was
happening right
as
now.
real as a donut, motherfucker.
I think that's an appropriate bid because Geo, that's also in my like top 10, top 15 movies.
Yeah.
Wow,
So I only have
congratulations.
$100 left. Not really. I'm screwed for the rest of the draft, so I might be silent for a long time. But
You're cooked. Chat says you're cooked.
I forgot he already spent 100.
the Fablemans. Worst case scenario, I would have
In my
200
head,
bucks.
like you still in my head,
Get
I'm like,
him.
you still got 200.
No, man, I got the Fablemans. I wanted it so badly.
You could have got it for $1.
Man,
I didn't
the
know there was like
disparaging.
a bid of like any. I thought we had to start at 100. I don't know.
I think that's a totally fair. Like I would have assumed the Fablemans was gonna go in the like.
And you're just like, oh,
Triple
50 for
digits.
Hugo. Oh,
it would
no
be
one
like a
wants
couple
it.
hundred minimum.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Brian,
I got one
let's-
for my love. So
Let's try to follow this one up. See if we can make it equally as interesting here. You got another nomination.
Okay.
First
feel like this-
nomination that did not go to the nominator, by the
Mhm.
way.
Of course, that happens to me with my luck. I
Yeah.
kind of anticipated that was going to go down.
I'm sorry.
So I know that this film is also very well respected, but it clearly doesn't have as much enthusiasm as the film that I just spit and everything. So I am gonna do for $50 Sunset Boulevard.
son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
$51.
$60.
You can easily price him out instantly.
$61.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want this,
$100.
Brian.
I'm not
Oh.
doing that.
Wow.
Isn't that all
But
you
I would
left?
have. I wouldn't have
It
enough.
does.
My team wouldn't be finished.
100. That's where I'm at.
Great film.
101.
$100.
The card thing.
God, do I need a card now?
one-
I'll use
one-
my to-
110.
Yeah, I don't have a card. I guess I can't bid.
I'll use my criterion of a Tokyo story.
That's
I'll
your
use
bidding
my
plaque.
hard drive.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we at?
Whatever you just said.
I think I just said 110.
110.
115.
Man, Letterboxd
125.
curve on this is solid. This is a 4.4 on Letterboxd.
Now this is a perfect movie with one of the
I've got-
all-time great endings.
Completely agree.
Whoa, don't spoil it. I haven't seen it.
What?
Whoa.
And you call yourself a
Whoa.
cinephile.
Whoa.
Made by one of the greatest
I know.
filmmakers
Let's
ever.
I mean, to be fair, he did just watch like what? Call Me by Your Name for the first time like last week or something.
I did.
What? Did you like
I'm,
it?
you know, Call Me by Your Name?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I loved it.
Okay. Well,
I was
sadly,
worried
there
I
wasn't-
wouldn't. Because the hype, everybody was like, wow, it's so good. You're going to love it. And I got nervous, but it was quite good.
Fortunately, it's not about making movies, but they do make
Unfortunately
other
not.
stuff into Peach, you know?
Yes.
What did you go, Brian?
125.
Billy Wilder. what a guy.
135.
150.
175.
200.
William
I'm a
Holden.
big Billy Wilder fan. He's one
I
of my
mean, Billy
favorites.
Wilder is like in my top 5.
This
Mount
isn't my
Rushmore.
favorite from him, but it's
It isn't my favorite, but it is. Like,
I would say
up
it's maybe
there.
my second or third.
Gloria
favorite.
Swanson.
Wow.
I mean, Norma Desmond, one of the all-time.
Honestly, one
great
of the
film
scariest
characters.
characters ever. She freaks me out. She gives me
Yeah.
nightmares. The first time I saw this, I literally had nightmares about this character.
It's all-time great.
225.
Okay.
250,
275.
300.
Ethan, when you watch it, you'll get it. I swear.
I know.
It's like-
I know I will.
Funny enough, also on Broadway as we speak, they did like a
Oh.
musical version of it.
Mhm.
Heard it's really
Interesting.
good. Yeah.
350.
I'm really excited to check
400.
it out. It gets it streaming on Paramount Plus right now, if that's your thing. If you don't,
If
own
you
it,
have,
which
yeah,
is
if
pretty
you
cool.
have HBO Max, I'm pretty sure also like Max's like Criterion collection that they have on it, and, like the stuff through TCM, they have a really good amount of older films.
401.
Wow.
450.
Okay.
Wow,
Let me just
Brian,
take
you
this
seem-
movie
you
off the
seem-
list because I'm not getting it.
seem a little venomous here.
451.
460.
Oh, a little. He's his increase
Yeah.
decreased.
You don't
Yeah.
know what I'm doing.
Increments are getting smaller here.
You don't know what I'm
Danny,
doing.
you're bringing an interesting energy to the auction because this is now the second mano y mano auction war you've gotten into here.
I mean, over 2 impeccable movies.
That's true. That's
I
true.
really
Maybe
have the
worth it.
Fablemans on my team, man. Remember that? I'm so pissed off about that. I'm not living back now. Could have had
When I
coulda
make-
had the Boulevard.
When I make the graphic for this, I will put an asterisk, and then at the bottom I'll put like a cliff notes that is like The Fabelmans is one of Gio's favorite movies of all time. Just in case people need to know.
Not true at all. Not even my favorite Spielberg.
500.
Oh,
510.
This
doesn't
is
seem-
phenomenal.
Oh, I saw his face. I saw his face. I don't
He
know if
wasn't
that means he's
expecting
going to
to
keep
spend
going
this
or if he's
amount.
going to bow out.
515.
Jeez.
525.
yeah. You know what looks good next to Hugo? Sunset Boulevard.
I know, dude. I know.
No. I can't wait 3 more turns to have a movie. Or like 7 turns. I don't even know.
Tell that to Ethan. He knows your struggle.
Hey man, I'm chilling. You know, I'm just waiting for the right film to come along.
How much did you spend on Singing in the Rain?
$471, which
Wow,
at
I really
this point is a
overpaid. That
fucking
was
bargain.
Steal, yeah. No, it is.
800 for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We're up to whatever 500 something for Sunset Boulevard. I can't believe it.
What did you go, Brian?
510.
510.
Looks like Danny's busting out the old
Calculator.
TI-83 here. He's doing some math.
It's like, shit, I got to get in my finances right now. I'm talking to my...
I gotta align my budget.
I'm going back to my Letterboxd review to see what I said about it.
He's
Oh
like,
my
oh, I have it
God.
at 2
You're
stars.
wasting time. Ethan, we're on the clock.
I know. I try to be a
Brian's trying
little
to wrap
lenient.
it. You see that, Danny? He's
Yeah,
trying
Brian
to
Brian's
is.
trying to wrap it. He's really trying to wrap it. He's stressed. He wants it, but he's unsure.
I
how
need
will it-
something on my team. I can't wait.
You could, the right thing will come along. I will say,
515.
let's make some last calls here.
What'd you say?
515. He said 515.
515, 525.
Hmm. Yeah.
Jeez, guys.
Listen, it's
Five-
one of the best films of all time. What'd you say?
540.
550. God.
Came out in 1950. 75-year-old film. Wow.
it was like-
555.
Right towards like an insane stretch that Billy Wilder had in his career, might I add.
575.
Oh, he's doubling down now.
You know what? Just go 600, man. Just
Fuck it, 600.
Oh, wow.
Ah!
Double down.
Big
Do
dog.
Fuck it.
Danny, you in?
I'm out.
He's out.
Yes.
Wow.
I
you
wanted
go.
that
Okay.
movie, but I also really wanted him to be on the minority of his budget.
Welcome to the overpaid.
Not a bad
club.
idea.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I'm
having
ready
you.
for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
There you
Thank
go.
God I got this.
There you go.
It's a really, really good movie.
It's a perfect movie. It's
That's a perfect movie.
I think everyone has picked a perfect or mostly like pretty good movies.
He looked at my board.
Had
and
to go
said,
back
"Oh."
on that.
I forgot about Hugo, and then I also have the Fableman, so it's not like I'm innocent.
Yeah,
I-
but
I will say
you
after
have
what-
Hollywood, so
Yeah. I know.
After
Yeah.
these 5, though, this feels like 5 movies that we could presume would be hot off the board. Like I feel like we really selected.
Oh, you
some good
really-
ones here.
You're really gassing up Hugo there. That wasn't even on my long list.
I was
You're like,
not- it
wow,
was
these
not
are the
Scor- I'm
fives.
looking at my list. It's not the Scorsese film I have right here in bold.
All right. Brian, you bought Sunset Boulevard for $600. Just remarkable spending habits so far. This seems to be new territory we are entering as a group here, which is really exciting. I can't believe this. This is crazy. Okay, Danny, you have another nomination.
Oh, I do. I do indeed.
Now it
Okay.
gets interesting strategy rise, right? Like what do
Well-
we bring out to play?
I am the only one who hasn't spent big so far.
Yeah.
I have not dipped
fair.
my toes into a over 400 level buy here. So
I mean, I'll be clear with you. The Venmo thing was a bit. I'm not actually going to pay you. So if that's why
a
you're
shame,
holding
because I
on
could
here,
really use it right now.
I'll clear that up for you.
I'm gonna go
It worked.
$25 on Mulholland Drive.
Okay.
go
Can I
I'll go
say
tw-
can I say something real quick about Mulholland Drive?
Yes.
Sure.
So I have not seen this movie, and it is because I have tickets to see it in about 3.5 weeks on 35 millimeter during a late David Lynch retrospective at my local rep theater.
Print.
Nice.
So I didn't want to watch it before this draft and then kind of ruin that first experience on 35. So I'm out on this one, but I have a reason. So don't blaze me for not seeing two classics.
I think for the sake of conversation, just to talk about the film a little more, I'll bid $26. Because I think it's brilliant. I think, after losing David Lynch this year is a pretty tough way to go. I did, like you were about to, Ethan, go to a 35 millimeter print screening along with another David Lynch film that I haven't seen before that is also about movies that I will not say in case it comes up later. But I mean, David Lynch is just one of the all-time greats, It's just, it was a tough blow, and I think Mulholland Drive is just flawless, and it's just every David Lynch movie just looks spectacular. So Dan, do you wanna bid for this more? Do you want it?
$27.
I'll do $28.
Oh, the $1.
$30.
Okay, Brian, do you want any part of this?
I'll go 35.
Oh, okay. Whoa, we're having nice gentleman's convo about the great David Lynch. You just have to jack the price up. I'll go 36 for the sake of convo.
$40.
$41.
$45.
Wow.
I'll do $46.
Baby steps all the way to the top. Look at us.
47.
I'll do 48.
I'll do 50.
Wow.
51.
I'm really excited to go to my screening because it's at 9:30 p.m. and I feel like that's very fitting for this.
That was
kind of
mine for
movie,
the
which
other
I'm-
one, and also his movies are very long. Like usually, like two. Yeah,
I'm thrilled.
the other movie I'm
I can't
thinking of,
wait.
I saw like a 10 o'clock screening at IFC Center, and they had a beautiful like
nice.
sign outside. It was snowing that night, and you walked in there playing like Twin Peaks score. It was like the most perfect environment of it. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Just have a cup of coffee before you go in.
Yeah, gotta get juiced, get ready.
Yeah, where you guys leave it off at?
I think I said $50.
Okay,
I said 51.
it's still a great deal regardless. Like this is a 5-star movie, so like you guys are balling on a budget here.
Wow, you guys are. Yeah, this
Very
is interesting.
frugal, being very frugal. Just like someone just put it on the table,
I
You want?
think I'm out.
Oh,
I think I'm out.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
$51 to Danny. That's what I'm hearing here.
There you go.
Okay. Mulholland Drive and
I'm so happy with that.
Hugo.
I gonna be honest, I was willing to spend a lot more money on that movie.
I figured you would. It's like
David Lynch was very important to me. That was a really
fucking sucked.
difficult blow. I wrote sort of a eulogy of sorts for our site the day that the news broke, and it's pretty much completely and utterly sobbed through writing it, and it was very kind of meaningful to get some words out about it. But yeah, I think this is another 5-star movie in a career that is quite literally singular in every single way. So I'm really happy to have this movie.
man.
Nice. I'm happy for you. It's incredible that you've got two movies for $50 and $51. That's real savvy work here. We'll see if it pays off at the end. Could be a beginner's mistake here, playing a little coy,
It could be.
a little too coy.
It could be.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, Gio, you have $100 left on your team. So if you want to bid, 96 on something, I guess you could.
I'm gonna nominate Babylon.
Huh.
$50.
Interesting. $50. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of. I mean, got a lot of movies to go. It's interesting that we're playing the big ones early. I think that's an interesting strategic kind of tactic here to try to suss some people out. Generally, they're weighted until later rounds when people have less money and somebody can maybe take advantage, pounce a little bit. I'll go $51.
Bryan, I know you want it. Bryan likes it. Bryan wants to get in this.
We all did run into the star of that movie at TIFF.
Diego Calva, yeah.
It's true.
Which was fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
delightful
ran
human.
into Diego first, and then I told you guys where
it's
he
a competition.
was.
The Diego first challenge.
I just want to give my credit. You know, I want to give my credit.
What movie were we seeing that night?
It was Queer.
Yeah, it was Queer.
We
Wow.
literally all ate together. Ethan left first.
I did, and that's how I
Diego
ran into him.
Calva.
Yeah.
And then me, Bryan, and Nadia were leaving, and we got to the theater, and then I ran into Diego Calva, and then I saw them two going up the stairs, and I was like, guys, Diego Calva.
Come on over.
Too bad Danny wasn't there. I don't know where Danny was that night.
Where was I? Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was like one of the big showings that night. We all
that was the big one.
Oh, you went to the night,
Yeah.
the 9:30 Queer.
Yeah,
so
we did.
I had the ticket for Queer the next day, so I did something
Mm.
else that night.
Mm.
Good movie.
Well,
good movie.
all this lovely talk of TIFF has taken some time.
Yeah,
Um,
Babylon.
okay. All right, where are we at with Babylon?
It was you.
I'm at.
Yeah, but what was the last bid?
Oh. I think it was Bryan.
I
No, I
bid
didn't bid anything
$51.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go $60.
Okay. I go 61. The thing about Babylon is the hive is strong, but the blemish could potentially be stronger, you know, with the general public.
He is right.
I'll go 65.
High
But
risk,
how
high reward.
many people that don't like Babylon listen to this pod?
You'd be surprised.
It's actually how
Wow.
Spotify gives us our demographics. Babylon lovers and Babylon haters. That's all
Yeah.
that I see. I don't see age groups. I don't see regions. I just see based on Babylon status.
That's
Danny,
just
you said
actually not even for just for
65?
this pot. Yeah, you said 65.
65.
I'll go 70.
Ooh,
Mm.
71. Go 71. What's Damien Chazelle doing next? This jailhouse?
prison
So
movie?
it was actually there was a prison movie, but that's on hold because the Evil Knievel movie. But
Oh, right.
that
Yeah.
might shit the bed now because DiCaprio might pop up in some degree for the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel
Oh,
in a
interesting.
supporting role. So he still hasn't signed the contract for Evil Knievel yet. So that's why Paramount is kind of like in the flux because Adrian
Yeah.
Brody will be in that too if they get it signed.
Real sick to see our boy just suffering on all fronts. Mr. Chazelle. Tough life.
Just do both, DiCaprio. Just do both.
Yeah, just do them all.
You
Do
can
more than
do
one
it
Alright.
movie
all.
a year. Do one more
I've
than
got-
one movie a year. We get it, Mr. Premiere. Oh, I'm doing PTA this year. We get it. Oh,
Whoa. Whoa, claws are out. Okay, I have 71 on Babylon.
75.
80.
85.
Bryan, are you out? You're shaking, you're out. Or are you just thinking? It's the thinking shaking.
Yeah,
I'll go
I'm
80,
out.
86. Oh, interesting.
I'm out.
Gio, are you even in on this? You put
I'm
this
out.
up.
yeah, I know I'm out.
There's
I was just
films I
letting
want
you
more. There's films I want more than Babylon.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
90.
Question mark? I'll go 95?
100.
I don't know. We're really pushing the penny here. 101.
110.
Okay. 110. 120.
125.
I should have said this instead of the Fablemans as like an early.
Yeah, you should have.
Fuck.
130. Danny, where are you at on Babylon? I genuinely don't know. You don't like Babylon and you're just driving up the price.
We'll find out when this auction ends.
I will say, since
Jesus
I'm out, this was
Christ.
my favorite movie of 2022. And I took 10 people who did not know. This is when I lived in Florida. I took 10 of my friends opening night, did not tell them what the movie was about, for them to immediately see an orgy filled with like shitting elephants
Yeah.
and then people being pissed on. So it was a delightful
It's a good
post
time.
conversation after. Yeah. But
That's really fun.
I loved it. I think it's fantastic.
150.
150. Oh, this is interesting. Well, the Letterbox snooping has paid off. We are in the hunt for Babylon, are we not?
This
Okay.
fucking guy.
God damn it.
I also snooped his letterbox.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I have it at
I
5
gotta just,
stars, and I'm
I
here
just
just
gotta,
like chilling.
I gotta pull my whole account goes private, goes dark, like a week
Yeah,
prior.
I know.
I just
how do
deleted my
I-
letterbox.
How do I
I
make
just
my
del-
whole account go away?
200.
I knew he was gonna do this. I knew he was being coy with the $1 bets, but I knew he had a ceiling that was way higher on this.
What I will say is, to my point about like the hive is strong, but the blemish could be stronger. This could be seen as a pretty weak move on my part because I already have Singing in the Rain. Babylon is just Singing in the Rain again.
And
It's
literally
just what it
Singing in the
is.
Rain's in the movie.
It's literally in the film. So
Yeah.
like 2 versions of the same film.
Yeah.
Not sure that's a great play on my end.
But also
Um,
probably why you're putting in so much money, because you're just like, oh, Singing in the Rain. You're just like,
I
Doubling
just
down
need
on the
more
content.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole ending is just catnip for Ethan.
Well, I said
201.
Avatar earlier, and I was like, what movie has Avatar? This one. So
That's true. How much did you say, Danny? 241?
201.
201.
Might as well just say 300, man.
221.
225.
You got so much money on the board, Danny.
Danny, yeah, what's your play? You got almost $900. What did you say? 2 what? 230?
225.
250.
275.
Stop messing around. Let's get real. 300.
325.
I admire your bit. I admire the auction paper. It's really throwing me for a loop. What did you say? 325.
325.
God, 350. Oh, I'm really putting a pickle here. I didn't want to be in this position. Oh, God. Could really go any way here.
351.
Okay. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish?
Are you going to bet or
you're,
not?
You're a great
gonna bid?
podcaster, Danny.
Are you gonna bid or
You're
not?
so good. You said 351?
351.
Bryan,
352.
how you doing, man?
Hanging in there.
Okay.
Let's just move on. We got a lot of movies to talk about here.
You know you want it, Danny.
I can't believe it's us
Yeah.
again. Me and you. Faded.
Look at us.
Mano e mano.
It's written in the stars.
360. 360.
Ugh, whoa. 360. 369.
Nice.
I hate this.
That's where we've devolved to already on this draft. Geez, Louise.
Do I just leave it so that he has to write 369 on
Yeah,
his
I think you
graphics?
should. Yeah, should. Why not?
What does
Might
that
as
leave
well.
him with?
I honestly don't know. And I should be doing the math as we go through. Probably not a great showing on my
A
part.
little under $200.
Yeah, oof, that would leave me with 160. God, that might be. I don't know. Each bid just gets more decisive, more meaningful.
I'm going to let it go.
Wow, what?
I'm going to let it go.
I could react 2 ways on this one. I'm gonna go positive. I just got Babylon on my team on the movies about movies draft. This is it. This is the movie. We did it. Wow. Why'd you let it go?
There sounds a little pain in there for Danny. He's just like, oh,
Yeah,
like he's
why'd you let it go,
constipated.
Danny?
Like it's
I love Babylon. It's also a 5-star movie for me.
I agree.
But there's still some big ones out there, and I want as
Mhm.
many people to have as little money as possible.
Okay. So you're going for the run of the board is what we're trying to accomplish here.
We'll see.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you and Gio are down there in dollars.
Yeah, we are. Things are not
Buddy,
looking good.
down there is an understatement. I'm poor. I'm broke. I'm destitute.
Ugh.
And the
Name an
government's not
adjective.
helping you out right now.
No, they are not.
It's not looking good.
Doge just laid you off.
The Department of Government, Ethan, over here has not given me anything. Okay.
No loans. No loans over here.
Nothing. No, but you know what they're slashing? My budget here, literally.
Ethan, how high would you have gone on Babylon?
That was it. That was the last straw for me. I would have forfeited.
I pulled out at the right time. I would have loved to have it on my team personally, but I am worried about the external optics of potentially that staining thing for the people who don't like that movie.
Sure. I'll be honest with you. I have picked up Babylon before on my team and have not won. So, you would think that I would learn my lesson. Seems I have not.
I'll take that.
Tide could be changing here. Tide could be changing. If I look at this graphic and I'm like, yo, team A, they got Singing in the Rain and Babylon, they're fucking committed. That's a vote right there, But who's to say? I have 4 more movies I have to pick up. We have a lot of drafting to go, guys. So we gotta keep the train rolling. I have 2 nominations, right? Gio, you nominated Babylon?
Yep.
Oh, dang. Okay. Now that I'm down in dollars, it's really putting a big hinge on.
I'm just like praying every
things.
time it's a movie I don't care about gets called, so that way I feel
Right.
better. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just start prepping. Yeah.
There's not many big hitters that you can afford.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'm looking at my long list. I have about 75 movies on a long list that I've got on Letterboxd going here. I'm curious to see what happens here. This is an interesting play after Babylon. For $1, I'm going to be putting forth the unfortunately directed by a person that I cannot stand, 2002 cult classic, Big Fat Liar. A movie about movies, if there ever was
Bryan,
one.
I guess we don't. Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
What? What are we laughing about, guys? Big Fat Liar. Come on.
I'm gonna sit back and watch this one.
I read every article about movies, never came across this.
Yeah, me either.
I'm looking at the poster on Letterboxd. It's fucking Paul Giamatti draped in blue with 35 millimeter film reels wrapped around him. Wrapped around.
Can
Here's the
somebody
thing.
confirm whether this exists in this subgenre?
No, let him have it.
I needed. Here's what I needed. Okay. I just got off of a lot of tenuous bidding, right? Big Fat Liar, a movie that I grew up with, would go to Blockbuster, would go to Hollywood Video, would re-rent Big Fat Liar on a very consistent basis. My children are obsessed with the part in which Paul Giamatti is turning blue and listens to I'm Blue in the car.
I mean,
always on my mind. $1. I'll take it if you guys don't want it. I think this is a great team leveler. For me.
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I thought we were done.
Wait,
I thought we were
Bryan,
moving
you don't
forward.
want it?
No. I want it.
Oh, that's why I was laughing.
I
'cause
want it.
You mentioned that, and never in a million years did I think that movie would be named, because I've even just thought about it. And then
I thought it was
Bryan
going to
loves
be
this
named.
fucking
I
movie.
thought no one was
I know
going
he
to name
does.
it either, so I was saving it for later when I had like nothing else to choose from.
I
You
love
bid it
this.
for You bid it for $1. Let's see how far you're going to go up. I'm
Holy
going to
shit,
go at
he's-
$20. I'm going to go to $20.
While you guys
This
are
is a
doing
very
this,
special film for me. This is a very special film.
Let's
Danny, you're
dance,
out,
Funny
right?
Bones.
I'll pay someone $10 to take this movie.
this is
Brian, you bid
monologue.
$20.
Yeah.
All right, you can have it. I was hoping to get it for
Sweet.
$1. That was it.
Sweet.
That's what I wanted.
Awesome.
I don't think he ever had any
BFL Hive
intention
is
of
out there.
keeping that.
There are truthers out there.
I know. There's a lot of
It
people
sounds
out there
like
for
you.
this movie.
It sounds like you, Brian, the way you're talking. He's like, you gotta believe me, man. The people
gotta
are
believe me.
talking about
Listen,
They're out there.
Liar.
Listen, I will.
The people
I will
are
say
talking.
I will say this till the end of time. I'm very happy that Cillian Murphy won the Oscar for Oppenheimer, but low key, if Paul Giamatti had won for The Holdovers, I was going to take the picture of him with his Oscar statue, paint him blue to make it look like it was his character from Big Fat Liar holding an Oscar, and that would have been great. I would have been very proud of that work, but unfortunately, that's not what we got. So
The right person
That's
won,
okay.
So
I mean, I agree, but Paul's my king. I
Paul will
love that
get
guy.
one day. Paul will get
Oh,
one.
he fucking better. Fucking better.
Interesting.
Love
It's not
BFL. Love BFL.
Was not expecting that. But you got out a deal though. So like
You gotta slam and deal, Brian.
yeah.
I
I really ooped you on that one. I helped you.
I
out.
didn't think you were gonna go that high, so I had to like just see. I probably would have gone no more than $40 on this because of my sentimental attachment to this. Plus, if my family listens to this pod and they heard that I didn't take Big Fat Liar, they probably would have disowned me. So I had to go and follow my heart. I picked BFL.
Proud of you. I'm happy for you. Happy to help you. Okay. The strategic quandary that I find myself in is the same in which you do, Gio, is I just hope someone doesn't put forth a movie that I actually want so I can just like try to get the movies that I do want. Now that I have to nominate one, I have to be a little careful of like the offload strategy because I obviously don't want a movie I don't want, like some of us have. And then, I also don't want to put forth something that's going to immediately take me out of the running, which is a tough and fine line. Oh, man, I really would like this movie on my team, so I don't know if now is the right time to nominate it. Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question about it? It's a question about, if a movie qualifies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that Inglourious Bastards qualifies?
No.
Okay. That's it. Just wanted,
that was a universal no.
I saw it on a couple
I see
lists.
what you're trying to do.
Movies down, down
the
with
whole
the Reich.
finale isn't with the movie theater on film plays important point. Sure.
Okay, but you negate it.
I'm going to say
regardless.
no, just because I don't want to be ostracized by everyone else.
Yeah, you'd be cooked.
Yeah.
I had sort of forgotten that
whole
part
ending.
of the film. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I initially said no, I wasn't thinking about that.
Well, that's why I put it fourth. So for $5, I'm going to put fourth Brian De Palma's Blowout. 1981 John Travolta film. This is not good for me considering people reacted like this.
Danny,
so,
it's out
there.
You would be a disgrace to your city if you don't take this film. Because
Damn.
This is probably the best.
You just
Philly
went
film
straight
out
to
there.
the chest with that one.
I was hoping you'd kind of fall lower.
Blowout? You failed your city.
Am I wrong though?
No, it's like a perfect movie. So like it rocks. And like it's the reason John Travolta was casted in
catapulted. Yeah,
Pulp Fiction. So I mean it's a pretty important film. And also it's just awesome. Like it just looks great.
Awesome movie.
Beautiful
Important
Criterion.
movie.
Yeah.
My favorite, the best. I think it's De Palma's best personally. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I think it's his best film.
It's a good scream.
For how
I mean,
much?
I got it for $5 right now.
25.
Okay. $30. Really good looking movie. Probably one of the most important, if not
fireworks.
Oh my god.
The signifying split diopter shot of I don't know all time.
Yeah.
With the owl on the bridge.
De Palma's just a slut for his split
He
diopter
is.
shots.
And no one does them better than him.
Although Trap last year had a really good one, I will
Trap,
say.
yeah.
You said 25, Danny. Did I bid anything?
You have not bid anything since.
I'll bid 30.
40.
Scares me that Danny's got so much money, just dicking around.
He
over
just
here in
big dog. He
$40.
just big dog. It's kind of like when you cook at a poker table, that one old dude who's just like there for like 10 hours, and you're coming to the table freshly, and you have no chips to stack up.
$50.
75.
Whoa. $100.
Mm.
Not really how I wanted this to go for Blowout.
I mean,
I don't know what your deal is, Danny. I don't know why you keep singling me out. This is the third time now that we've done this. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it.
This is true.
Not for me.
This is true.
$100 though, like triple digits. That's a little rich,
I don't know, man. You're so rich, Danny. Just go for it, man.
It's a lot on the table.
110.
120.
125.
Oh God, I'm really fucked. I should not have taken Babylon. It's really coming to bite me. I had a healthy amount of money, you know? I threw it all away. Or invested it. You know? I don't know. What'd you say when
125.
30 when 25? Okay, I'll let you have it. I can't.
All right.
I can't.
Philly
I can't
strong.
do
I'll
anymore.
take it.
You're picking up some absolute steals. What's going on here?
So you officially have the most movies now. You have 3 movies right now. So
I
you
do have the
to
most
do-
movies, which is weird because I spent the
And you have
least
the
amount
most
of money.
money.
Yeah, so technically, in your eyes,
Okay.
you're winning the draft because you got 2 films that mean a lot to you. One of them, or 2 of them that I consider like perfect or near perfect.
These
You
are
go
all
me-
5-star movies.
Yeah, for
me.
you. So yeah, in your eyes, like, he's winning. Like he's winning, honestly.
That's
so he's
you know
doing
that's the
good.
problem with the draft though. That's the problem with
But
the
I
draft.
mean,
It might
also
be
for how
5
much
star
he's
in
paying
your
per
eyes.
thing, he's technically, in my eyes, he's winning because he's just
Yeah.
per value. But it is my turn,
Mhm.
and I'm poor. I'm dirt poor. Goddamn Fablemans. I am poor like Sammy Fableman, man. Just having to move.
Tough. I'm curious to see what you put up.
I know. Film about film. I'm gonna nominate Tropic Thunder
Fuck. I was really hoping this would fall really fucking late.
for $1. I'll keep it cheap so that way we can talk about it, let it gestate, let it build
'Kay.
up. One of the great
$2.
comedies about filmmaking that like is just aged miraculously, even for the parts that are quote unquote cancelable. No one cares. Like no one.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. does blackface, but not really. Like it's the dialogue's hilarious. Tom Cruise is bald and fat. I'll do $5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go $15.
I got $20. You know, I've always been a big fan of Ben Stiller as a filmmaker, and I think this
Yeah.
is a great like case study for that.
Mhm.
This is incredible. Obviously, gave us Les Grossman, which still rumored that Tom Cruise will return to that role eventually.
Yeah,
I doubt that, but we'll
I
see.
don't know. I think there's a part of him that's like he did the MTV Movie Awards dressed as Les Grossman to dance with
Sure.
J-Lo. So like
Mhm.
I think he like
Mm,
actually
he's committed.
because he was the one who
I think he wants to do it. I think
Yeah,
he wants to come
he
back
was
to
the one
role.
that originally Ben Stiller talked about on the Severance tour. How much was it at, by the way?
I think
20
Ethan bid it for $20 or something.
I'll
I
do
heard
21.
20, yeah.
I'll do $21. Keep the
21.
going.
Okay.
That the character of Les Grossman wasn't originally in the movie, and that Tom
Mm.
Cruise told Ben Stiller, he's like, you should put an agent in there, and then he's like, I want to do this, and he was the
So
aggressive to Ben Stiller, be like, I want to dance. Ben Stiller's like, okay, man, whatever,
Whatever you want.
sure, dude.
25 bucks for me.
I'm gonna go $30.
One of the greatest like in movie trailers of all time.
The opening
for a
is
movie that
just
doesn't
jarring.
exist.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you
I
say?
mean, yeah,
Bryan?
multiple of them.
I said $30.
I'll do 31.
35.
While you guys keep bidding, I saw this movie in 4th grade. My dad
Wow.
took me.
Formative.
And I remember for almost verbatim quoting like majority of that movie at Catholic school the next day.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Of just
that's
being
good.
like, dude, you would not believe. He's just like, I'm a land farmer. MF, just like to like kids. And they're like, oh wow, this is peak. And then it's like you gotta go to mass like right after.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you gotta repent.
yeah. I did not
I'm
repent. The movie rocks.
I'm gonna go $40, and I want to know why Danny hasn't said anything. Are you not a Tropic Thunder fan, or have you not?
I actually
seen
haven't seen Tropic Thunder.
Oh, you will
Yeah.
love it.
It's good.
Have not seen
hilarious.
it.
I don't really
McConaughey's
get. I'm
amazing.
still trying to figure out Danny's taste in comedy, so I don't know where he would stand on
Okay.
Tropic Thunder.
I'm
I'd
a
be
very hit or
curious.
miss for
I think
comedy.
I think it'll work for you.
I'll go
And, like,
$50.
It's got everyone. Like everyone's in this movie.
$55.
I will say I think Jack Black's storyline in here is probably the weakest among
love
the characters.
Look, I'd
Unfortunately,
rather
That's
take
a-
him
that's
doing that
classic
than
sentence
Steve.
right there.
I'd rather do that than him being Steve from Minecraft. Okay, so like, take us.
I've
back
heard
to
that
this.
sentence all too often.
Yeah, but Ethan, when he knocks out those people with the cocaine, it's hilarious.
Pretty
That's-
fucking funny.
It's
Yeah,
pretty fucking funny.
Pretty funny fucking funny.
I'm gonna go $60.
65.
75.
$100.
$115.
125.
Oh, they're just big dogging now. It was gentle.
I
They're just
fucking
going in
locked
low.
in. I locked in.
Where are we?
125.
160.
Fuck off.
Oh,
That's so annoying.
He just said, "Fuck you."
Fuck your
I will
face.
fuck you up.
Yeah.
I
He
will
said, "I don't give a
massacre
shit
you.
what you're bidding. I'm gonna outbid you." for
Talking
your
scorched
entire
earth,
wallet."
mother-fucker.
Scorched earth.
Wow.
I don't
That
know
was
what kind of
God damn it.
Pan-Pacific player. Come on,
That's
you
I
are.
don't know what
sucks.
kind of Pan-Pacific bullshit.
What shit you're playing.
Okay. That's too bad. That did not pan out well. Okay, so Tropic Thunder goes to you for $160. You outbid me. Congratulations.
Love it.
You have
Love it so
220 bucks
much.
left. Okay, Danny, you've got a nomination.
I've got a nomination. Wow.
Okay.
I believe so.
here it
Yeah.
goes.
Wow. I hadn't actually been thinking about that. I was too wrapped up in the Tropic Thunder back and forth.
You need to watch it though. It's so good.
Good
Tom
movie.
Cruise
I know.
alone.
That was fun for me because I had absolutely zero stake. Like,
No
don't even have
clue.
a personal opinion on
Sure.
the movie. I'm gonna go with something that's probably going to hurt one person here because they just dipped into their wallet before this came out. I'm gonna go. Ooh, do I wanna...
Just do it.
I'm gonna go with PTA's Boogie Nights.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Danny.
How about we start real cheap, huh? How about gentle? How about nice?
How about we restart this draft? You know, how
Yeah.
about that?
That's my father right there.
All right, well, what's your
Oh.
starting bid?
Let's see, 220, 100, and 160.
You fucker.
Just do it.
Let's go
God.
95.
$157.
$160.
the most I can spend. God damn it.
$160.
Oh,
This is
fuck.
crumbling. It all started
Yeah,
when I
Danny
nominated Big
won the
Fat
draft.
Liar.
Yeah,
Danny won the
it's
draft.
so over.
It's
It's so
over.
we're so
I
cooked.
think it's time to just
Now
end it
it's just
already.
at my point. Now it's just seeing how much I can finesse
Yeah.
real cheap.
I think now
God
it's really
damn it.
over.
This is panning out miserably.
Brian, you're still in, right?
Are you bidding?
It's Boogie Nights.
I mean, just bid.
I know
You're
it's
gonna
my
get outbid.
dad. It's my
I would have
dad.
rather had that than the Fablemans. I can tell you that.
Oh, okay. 175,
180,
190,
195,
200.
205.
Danny, this is real sadistic shit. That you're just like
God.
keeping it
See, he's
going.
just big
You're just like,
dogging. He's got the
oh,
chips on
you
the
don't want to
table,
die,
man.
do ya?
You fucker.
Oh wow.
208,
210,
212. No, I can't. 212. Fuck it.
215,
I mean, in theory, you go a few more dollars, Brian.
217.
218.
This sucks, man. So this is interesting, Danny. You'll
This is
never
the
come back
only movie
on a
he's made
movie
about
a draft
movies.
podcast ever. So that's pretty cool. What did you bid? 220?
218.
218.
Technically, you could say Licorice Pizza because
Could-
No, I wouldn't really
it's about
classify
a main character who's an actor. And
Yeah,
is in
but
the
this is
movies.
more about
more directly about making movies. But
this-
I would say like at least like main
I don't
character is an actor.
Gio.
Like,
You know I love.
You could. I
Alfie
would
and
swing for
everything,
that,
but,
Gio.
Like I don't.
that is more of a buy than like Inglourious.
I'd swing for
Basterds.
that.
A whole like
Yeah.
more of the characters are in film. Like literally, they talk about fucking what's his name, Bradley Cooper, who plays
John
like
Peters.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
I'd
film
swing- I'd
ads.
swing for that.
The Sean Penn is playing an actor. Like,
Jack Holden and
yep.
We'll see.
That's that. So you could use LP. I promise, I won't. Make
I
it
won't
different.
contest either. If
And you
if
could get
that's
a
interesting to
PTA
you.
movie.
But does that count? Like would that?
I
I'd
think
count
it
it.
is.
It's
I-
it's whatever
I
we
agree.
determine here on the show.
Well,
I
would
we'll
count
see.
Licorice Pizza.
We'll see how I feel. Unfortunately, yeah, I can't bid any higher on Boogie Nights.
Yeah, Boogie Nights goes to Danny for $218. So
It's got 4
right now,
movies now.
we're about 95 minutes into this pod. We still have a lot of movies to go, which I would assume would move rather swiftly now that we are kind of, boiling away a lot of the sugar here. Danny's got Hugo, Mulholland Drive, Blowout, and Boogie Nights. I'm pretty sure it's over. So
Those are
that's
literally,
where I
like,
feel like we're
5
at.
pretty much masterpieces. The 4 masterpieces that he has.
Okay, but I was Singing in the Rain of Babylon, 2 movies about the same thing, which is really exciting.
fair.
So,
Ethan,
okay, Bryan.
Ethan, I would love for you to find the 4 most similar movies.
Similar
to that.
movies.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be my task, to fill out my team in such a
So,
fashion.
I'm
Okay,
scared what
Bryan,
Ethan's
you've
gonna
got to nominate.
pick.
Is it? No, it's
Oh,
Bryan's
Brian,
nomination.
that's Brian's turn.
Yeah, we're going down.
Okay.
It's
Bryan,
Brian's
you have
got
2
back-to-back.
nominations.
My turn. Okay. So I usually whenever I've come onto this pod, I don't do Letterboxd stupid, but this time I did because I needed to see where everyone stood on this film. Funny enough, none of you 3 have this logged on Letterboxd, so I'm wondering either you just haven't logged it or you haven't seen it.
Don't say it.
So I'm gonna. You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
I just have a feeling. Don't say it.
You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'm gonna start the bid at $20 for The Player, directed by Robert Altman.
Mhm.
$21.
$30.
$31.
$50.
$52.
$100.
I can't do that. I need a whole team, so it's yours.
Sorry.
I actually haven't seen that.
I haven't seen The Player
I've
either,
seen it.
so
I
I'm
was
out.
literally getting ready to write my review. I just watched it this week.
What did you think of it?
Oh, it's amazing. It's funny we mentioned The Player in a podcast about movies, about making movies, because the
Mhm.
studio, which is airing right now,
Yes.
that everyone's loving, is straight up just
It
a far
is.
less cynical version of The Player,
Mhm.
to the point where Bryan Cranston's character is literally named Griffith Mill, which
Mhm.
is Tim Robbins' character, the protagonist of the
Yes.
movie. I mean, like the whole quote about "we don't make films, we make movies." Like it's very
The
great. The way
studio's
actors
biggest
come into it
inspiration absolutely has to
is
be
Altman's
this
The
movie.
Player.
Like it's
Fantastic.
absolutely this one. This was one I watched for the first time like a year ago, and I fell in love with it. I'm trying to delve into the filmography of Altman. He's a filmmaker that I really haven't seen a lot from, but this is my favorite that I've seen so far. And yeah, I mean, obviously it being about filmmaking and the cast, and this might be my favorite Tim Robbins performance.
Also,
He's
didn't know
so
he
good
was
in this.
6'5". He is just
He is a tall
so tall.
motherfucker.
When you
He
watch
is
the
a
movie,
tall
I'm
man.
like,
damn.
He is
Tall guy.
tall. He is tall.
And
Yeah.
lots of fun cameos. There's a lot of fun cameos.
There's a
in it.
lot of fun cameos, and it's so
really
funny you
wanted
bring
to
up the
play.
studio. I'm not going to spoil anything because I think Danny is the only one here who hasn't watched the show. But I mean,
Oh,
clips are
it's
flowing around.
fantastic.
Literally, there's just one line I made a joke with on my coworkers today. We were quoted where he just like says, "Fuck you, you fucking bald prick."
Yeah, it's great.
It's
I
really
will
good.
be watching it soon. I will.
Yeah, it's
we're
really
gonna
good.
Be doing
It's
a show on it.
great. Comedy
And
of
watch
the
The
year.
Player because it's great, and I don't
Okay.
have it. Another film.
Yeah,
that's not on my
Danny,
thing.
you would love The Player. I think this is one that you would very much eat up.
That'll be added to my Letterboxd watch list for sure.
And it's
Yeah.
on
And
And
Paramount. not
Ethan, I think
Paramount.
you would like this one as
Amazon.
well.
Oh yeah, no, it's already on the watch list. I'm very excited to check it out. Bryan, you have another nomination.
Okay. For $20, I'm going to bid Tim Burton's Ed Wood.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like this nomination. Good film. Good film.
Anyone?
good.
Anyone?
I'm
I'm
out.
good.
Danny?
Haven't seen this.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So now
And
you
now
have
we've
what,
reached
5
the
movies,
stage.
Brian?
Yeah, 5
He,
movies.
he went
Honestly,
from 3 to 5 swiftly.
Yeah, that was a
honestly,
quick
like
move.
the only one that I really wanted that I didn't get early on was Hollywood. That's the only one I really wanted that I didn't get. So
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with this list so far. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, Danny, you've got essentially run of show. I mean, you can really just kind of pick your cherries here. Boogie Nights for 218 is a crime. I just want to put that out there into the world. I genuinely thought little old me didn't think very wisely of my competition. I thought Boogie Nights was like just going to kind of slide past people, and I was just going to be like,
No,
"Oh, gotcha, Boogie Nights."
I was gonna suggest it, but I mean,
Shucks.
I was waiting to see that people weren't gonna name it, and then like try to
Yeah.
get it cheap.
That's
'cause
too
I'm
bad.
broke.
I was also trying to do the same because I'm
Yeah.
broke. Danny, what will you be nominating?
I will be nominating a film by a director that I was previously outbid on, and it's another movie in his filmography very much about movies, and that's Damien Chazelle's La La Land.
That is a good
Interesting.
point. Yeah,
Interesting. Are we sure this movie qualifies?
I think so.
You think Mia and her acting career?
It's a big aspect of the story, and it's what fuels into that relationship.
Yeah.
She's an aspiring actress. She goes to an audition. The audition is like the scene of the movie.
Yeah,
sure.
That is true.
Sure.
I mean, here's to the fools that dream, you know?
Cool. So Danny really just fucked all of us. That's exciting. Really fun.
I'll lead
Babylon
out with
style.
$10. See if anyone wants to dip their toes.
I'm good.
I'm good as well.
$15. I'll have a little jest with you, Danny.
A long time rivalry is now blooming.
A little jest. He's just pissed that I made him pay more for the two he has, and he wants to push me up as much as he can on this.
No. I'm in it for me, you know? I'm in it for my team.
$20.
$25.
$30.
Is it wise to have two Chazelle films on my team? You know, I think if we are doing the connective tissue here, we've got Singing in the Rain to Babylon. We've got Babylon to La La Land. We're 3 for 3 on, joints. You said 30?
30.
$50. You literally own this game. You can do whatever you want. And you're like, I don't know what to do. You could literally outbid me right now and you'd still have the most money by far. And you wouldn't, it's not even a contest.
I'm not going to draw this out. 150.
157? Like, I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Do I just force him to spend $1 on everything that's left for him?
It would be incredibly rude if you did that. It'd be incredibly rude and really, honestly, mean. And I would take it personally as like in a personal affront.
What's the feeling for the two that are out on this? What's the feeling on the strength of La La Land as a movie in this subgenre?
A film, I wouldn't say is one of the higher ones compared to like if we're finding different variations like a Boogie Nights, because I mean we talk about movies making movies and it's a movie about making pornography, but like what cares what the content is when it's about the act of filmmaking, or even Big Fat Liar, although I would lean more towards La La Land, personally. Because I do have affinity for that.
Wait, are you saying that Big Fat Liar really isn't about making a movie? He literally steals a boy's...
He steals the script!
Yeah.
An essay, and then he turns it into a movie.
I'm going to tell you, I have not thought about that movie, unless you bring it up, Bryan.
Well, you're wrong.
That's fine. I'm fine being wrong. I just think La La Land is a film that I do really adore.
Yes, La La Land is obviously the superior film. I'm not going to disagree with you there.
Yeah.
But...
Also, I love how we're doing this vamping because we're driving by Danny time. Danny is just
what do you want?
He's using
Make a decision.
Us. He's using.
The thing
us.
is, there's 3 movies I want. This is one of them, and I'm trying to decide if I'm okay crushing Ethan for the rest of this auction to get the other 2.
Do it. Yeah, do it. Honestly, I don't care. I'm used to it by now. This is what I sign up for. Just do it. This is unbelievable. The distillation of power here on display is sickening.
On your podcast,
it's really sickening.
Time. Remember when you were insulting
first time
him
guest
as a rookie, and he was just like, and he took that. He's like, I took that serious.
Life was good back then when I had the higher ground.
Life was good when I didn't have the Fablemans in my number 1 pick.
I mean, I got it at 157 right now.
I'm trying to decide how strong it is, like just within the theme, because there are additional themes outside of movies about movies present in this. It's not like the most explicit.
It's not the sole narrative. Yeah.
Right. It's not the sole
thing
that this movie is about.
I think it is a pretty good team diversifier. Like that way you're not just 6 deep on hard movies. You know what I mean?
This is true.
That's how I view it.
I could use something that's a little bit more friendly to general audiences here. And that's why I'm going to go
big Gen Pop vote.
158.
All right, cool. God, Jesus Christ.
La La Land.
Kick me on the curb, Irishman style, huh? Cool, man.
I think that's just such a steal at that price.
Shut the fuck up.
I still have.
Who cares?
These are still all 5-star movies on my team. This is gonna be really fun to see how Gio and Ethan fill out their teams, though.
I have some great picks, so
This is
I'm
nuts.
Brian and I are selective. We only have one thing left. You guys can just fill up the board here.
Kind of, yeah. That's true. Really shot in the dark. You got to pick the right ones. Okay, Gio, you're up to nominate.
I'm gonna pick one that I don't think everyone else is gonna go with, and hopefully can just give me. I'm gonna go with Olivier Assayas's Irma Vep.
Ooh,
haven't seen it.
Good nomination
for $1.
You could do a couple movies from that filmography.
Good.
Yeah, and I think
I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, so I'm an outsider.
I think Maggie Chung is just brilliant, and I think it gets so paranoid inducing, and this metatextual layer of like what's real and what's not, and everything just starts fading in and out. Also, like just a terrible experience to be in, because she's like a Hong Kong star, and then she comes to France and she's like meeting, and she doesn't know anyone, and it's just like a terrible experience. And it's a nightmare. It's like a nightmare the way something like when you watch Shiva Baby, although this isn't really a comedy, you're kind of like, this is the worst position to be in. Like, I would not want to be here. I would be anywhere else but here. But I think it is just a near immaculate film, and I'm not, again, $1 nominating it.
Did you watch the series with Alicia Vikander?
I never finished it, but I know who cameoed at the end, and it's very
good.
Upset me that I saw. Yeah,
it's very good. I was just going to say, haven't seen the film. I have watched the series with Alicia Vikander. Highly recommend. Good stuff for sure.
Yeah,
I'm out on this bidding. Anybody else? We're good.
Haven't seen it, so can't bid.
Okay,
love it.
Gio gets it for $1.
It's a good $1 selection, though.
Thank you.
It is. Okay, again, we're kind of playing the minefield here. Got to choose the right thing and hope that Danny or Bryan doesn't want it.
I agree.
Which is a tough slate. Really not a fun game to play. And I really don't have a lot of things left on my short list, and I don't know why there's balloons on my video. And if you're watching on YouTube, congrats, you fucked your team. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of. I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm kind of like running thin.
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm running thin personally. Okay, let's go with what I feel like is a pretty safe pick. 5-star movie, all-time classic. For $1, I will go with Cinema Paradiso. Movie about the power of movies and how movies change lives. Kind of a big deal.
I will say I will put $2 because this is a movie I remember watching, and the first time I ever watched it, the way I was crying, I was wailing. Yeah. It was like incredible. I had a religious intervention. Like, I was just crying at the end. And Neo, I think also it was right around when Ennio Morricone passed away 4 or so years ago. And I mean,
but $5.
It's just $5. I'll do $6.
Danny, Bryan, do you guys either of you guys want this?
This is one of my biggest blind spots.
Okay.
I haven't seen this one.
Okay, so Brian's out.
I'm weighing it.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Crown is heavy, isn't it? Isn't it, Danny?
God. It is indeed. It's hard having this much cash. It's weighing me down.
You have so much cash. It's only at $6 right now. You can easily.
I'll put up $97 and take Gio out of the bid.
Damn. Okay.
Oof.
It's cut to the chase here.
It's like that.
I got to be honest with you guys. I have another pod to record after this, and I'm getting hungry. So we're gonna start making some light work here. This is where real life comes.
I still have 3 whole movies to pick. I still have half my team.
I still have to watch Minority Report tonight for a pod I'm on tomorrow. So if you guys want a little,
the inferior Chvasanchu Spielberg movie.
All right, that's a good movie. Stop it.
Okay,
no, it's a good
Minority
movie.
Report
It's
is
not as good as the other one.
Fucking great movie. Are you talking about Catch Me If You Can? Yeah. Forgot that was a film. Sorry.
Oh, fuck off.
You guys are vamping too much. You're giving Danny time to cook.
I agree.
I actually, this is one of the ones I was potentially targeting for that last slot.
Oh,
I also don't want to necessarily be done right now because this is a lot of fun.
You can still talk.
Wow, the love of the game.
You can't just,
You just can't bid.
You just can't bid. You can still put your input about stuff. If anything, you would be free because if you get it,
It's true.
you can literally just say whatever you want
Break the chains.
about the
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, it
Yeah.
won't give or tell anything. Like it won't reveal your hand.
I don't appreciate this, Gio. He was pretty much sewn up, and now you've put him back in the middle. So not very nice of you.
Oopsie.
Did I do that?
This is actually one of the movies that I thought was going to be like a bell ringer at the first round selection kind of thing. Like this is like a classic just movies
an all-timer.
about the power of movies. And
Weighs
I'm
on
gonna
your
let
shoulders.
you have it. I'm gonna let you have
You're
it.
gonna let me have it.
Yeah,
It's mine.
it's yours.
Huh. Well. Say it ain't so. Okay. That's interesting that we just transpired on that result. I just picked up quite a good movie. Okay.
I think it's really good. I love it.
Really good. Really
And
good.
since it's my
right.
turn and to keep things moving.
Oh, excuse you. It is my turn. I have a double
Oh,
nomination.
shit. Damn it.
Thank you, sir.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
He just wants to move so quickly through this.
It's not even that. I'm just scared of what you're going to say is going to hurt me. But
Okay, a movie that I feel like I can confidently, which maybe I shouldn't say upon release, confidently get for $1, maybe. I'm going to be putting forth Argo, a movie about a fake movie.
Oh,
Still a movie about a movie.
That's good. I wasn't even thinking about
That's
that.
a good one.
I like Argo. I know that there's kind of like a growing contingent out there that thinks Argo is overrated.
awesome.
I don't fucking get it. Argo's great. So,
Argo's awesome.
Cool dad movie.
Argo, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Argo, fuck
R.I.P.
yourself.
Alan Arkin, man.
Jeez, for real.
Yeah.
$1?
I'm going to stay out of this one, even though I like the
Okay.
movie.
I'll stay out of this one as well.
Staying out.
Wow. Yes. Just
So how many
two
movies do you have
absolute
now?
heater picks. I have 4 movies on my team now, and I have
Mm-hmm.
$62 remaining.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, Gio, it is officially your turn.
Oh, this is tough.
I will point out, I think this is our longest, or going on our longest episode yet, for sure, and our most intense drafting strategies. So I admire all of us for the thought that we've put into this.
Shout out to you guys.
For $1.
Except you, Danny. Sorry, I forgot to put that asterisk there.
You know, an important aspect about filmmaking is always you can have great actors, you have a good director, but if the script ain't there, it hurts.
Big Fat Liar, too. Is that what you're going
Yeah.
for here?
No. I'm gonna go with adaptation. Spike
Ah,
Jonze adaptation. $1.
Oh. Interesting.
That's a great movie.
That's a very good pick.
Thank you. I can tell Brian's
Um,
cooking and thinking about it.
I do love
can
that
I-
movie a lot.
Can I go
ahead.
$5?
Okay. Interesting. $5. Brian, do you want to bid?
$5?
It's cheap. It's cheap. I'm trying to keep things cheap for us.
Yeah, but all of a sudden I thought about this one film that I really want as my last one, a really fun one. I'm
I have a
gonna
little
tap
wiggle
out.
room, you know. I've got 2 movies I got to get here.
I'm gonna
Danny, what
tap
about
out.
you, man?
It's very tempting, but I am gonna pass.
I'm gonna
Not be
pass
my last
also.
one.
I just picked up an Oscar-winning film for $5. I just want to put that forth, guys, and let you
It's-
know. I
it's
believe
really good.
Argo also nominated.
Argo
for
won Best
Academy Awards.
Picture.
So it won Best Picture
Wow.
and Best Screenplay, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
It won 3. I just picked up 4 Oscars for $6 cumulative.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow.
And this film has the
It's never
coolest
been
Oscar
cheaper.
nomination ever for screenplay, to where they nominated both the real Charlie Kaufman and then the
Yeah.
twin that doesn't exist. I think that's pretty base. That the
So
Academy's
cool.
like Charlie and Donald Kaufman. I think that's
And Nicolas Cage is
awesome.
just amazing
Mhm.
in it. Like,
There,
just
two Nicolas Cage and Brian Cox is one scene.
Meryl
Yeah.
Streep and then
Yep,
Chris
yep.
Cooper, the great
Chris
Chris Cooper
Cooper.
won an Oscar. He's just amazing in it.
Even though he
I
stole
will-
Christopher Walken's Oscar for Catch Me If You Can, but that's okay.
Okay, all right.
I will tease for the listeners and watchers out there. Episode coming in a few months might be related to Meryl Streep. Something to keep an eye out for. So
Love to hear
adaptation.
it.
The street.
Already looking forward to future drafts. Okay, so I got adaptation for $5. Danny, it's you. You're up.
Okay.
You only got one spot left, right?
You got the
I
one.
do.
You just get the
Got
movie
the
you want.
one.
You know.
Okay.
I'm concerned that it's so
on-
difficult for you. I'm concerned.
Have a question on qualification. This is the movie I want. It is.
Okay.
It is a bubble. It is a bubble contender for this
A
job.
bubble
Okay.
play. Okay.
Okay.
Jordan Peele's Nope.
I have that on my list. I consider it a yes.
Approved. Also on my list.
I think it is.
That's too
very
bad.
much.
It's too bad. I was hoping I would swing back and cap the draft in a elite fashion.
I think it's great.
You wanted to go with this at the end too.
I wanted Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Big
is
time.
what I was saving. I was so tempted to fill it out with Cinema Paradiso because that's just like the classic choice.
Yeah.
But Nope is such a cool choice, I think, for this. So I'm gonna go Nope for. Do we have to spend our whole budget?
I mean,
you
it's
do
your
not.
last pick, so you don't have to. You could flex how much you have left over
But-
for what you got.
I will say, from what I think and how I perceive the graphic, if you spend $398 on Nope, it gives a perceived value of the film. And if you spend $1 on it, it might work in your favor. Somebody might think you got it for really cheap. It also might think it's incredibly undervalued and not vote for you. So
Either way,
Best
you
of both
win 'cause
worlds.
you get Nope. So
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
which is really good and was like in my top 5 films of that year.
Yeah, I was hoping to get that. Damn it.
I understand the value of going in either direction because it could either be a steal or I could,
I
do
also-
kind of like.
Why are
I
you
kinda like the
overthinking it? You
idea.
won.
You're
won.
a big overthinker. I love
You're
that.
I am a
overthinking.
big
It's over.
overthinker.
You won.
You won. It's not even close. Contest
I'm
has
gonna
been
go.
over.
I'm gonna go Nope for 100 because nobody can bet that.
Okay. Awesome. Have it.
Didn't even want it
Congratulations
anyway.
to
I mean,
you.
I liked it.
Didn't
It was on
want
my list, worst case scenario, but it wasn't one
Okay.
that I was gonna go straight forward. So you can have it.
So that ends my team.
Yeah, you can still chime in, but you are not
Yeah.
suggesting anything.
Oh,
you
Can't
are
suggest.
We'll weigh in, but I am out
Good.
bidding. Our
Love it.
team
Love
is
it.
close.
Because honestly, there's one movie I was thinking of, and I thought you were gonna say it, and based on like what everyone's been picking, I thought Danny was gonna screw me over there.
Go that
but he
way.
didn't. So now it's
Um,
I'm
Bryan.
excited to hear what it is.
yeah. So Bryan, you've got $100. You have the most money out of anybody. So again, like you can kind of have your pick of the board here if you
Okay.
choose.
Okay, this is like similar to Danny. I'm gonna ask if you guys would qualify this. Now I know that this
Okay.
movie isn't necessarily like mainly about making movies or movies about movies or whatever, but the thing that sets in notion comes when the characters are making the movie.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
don't know if this qualifies, but I'm just gonna
Interesting.
toss this out there. Do you guys think that this film counts Super 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on my list.
Okay. How
Yeah,
much
So
you
you're
putting it up
gonna
for?
put that forth?
I'm gonna do $10.
All right, I'm out.
I'm out.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So-
Next
Solves that.
movie, Bryan.
Finally a great coming of age film on this list for me. Finally.
There you
Okay.
go.
So we find ourselves in an interesting predicament. Both Danny and Bryan have now filled out their teams. Bryan, it would be your pick. You have forfeited said pick because you have filled out your team. Danny, it would then go to you. You've already got a complete team. Gio, it's really down to you and I.
Oh, Bryan.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. You've got the most money, so do as you wish.
How much money you have left?
I have $57.
Okay. Perfect. So for actually. No, yeah. For $58, I'm gonna take 8.5, which is the greatest film about films.
Okay.
It's a 5-star
It's a
movie.
It's a steal. It's a steal.
Yeah. That
That's
was the
unreal.
one I was scared that people were gonna go heavy into, and I was like, I want it. It's the fact I got it this deep into the draft is insane.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
It's insane. My team would be so much better if I didn't have the Fablemans, because I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Irma
God.
Vep, and 8.5 are like cool fucking. It's a cool
Mhm.
team. It's like, it's the kind of like where it's like, oh yeah, you bid pretentious, but you know what? I don't give a shit, because 8.5 rocks, and Federico Fellini is just
You
One of the
you
all-time
make it seem
greats.
like The Fablemans is like this really bad pick. It's really not
But
that
as
bad of a
my
pick.
number one pick, you want to make a
Sure,
statement with your
sure.
one. And
Fair
for
enough.
$100 that I can use to do other stuff now. But like 8.5, it's funny enough I mentioned this film because they are bringing a new 35mm print from the original negative to Film Forum.
Woo.
And funny enough, when I was out going to a rooftop bar with some friends, we get in the elevator, and on the tiny little screen in the elevator, they're just playing 8.5. And it was the most jarring thing when you've been day drinking all day and you walk in there and you're like, what the hell is this timeline? But yeah, and it's great. And also features Marcello Mastroianni, who is just not only one of the most attractive men to ever step in front of a camera, but like one of the great Italian actors of all time. And it's like again, it's perfect. If you haven't seen it, like, you go watch it right now. It's phenomenal.
It's a superb selection at this rate, at this deep in the draft, where it easily could have been a first rounder. The only reason I didn't swipe this at the end was I'm actually not a huge personal fan of it. Like, I respect it, but I don't love it. I actually love La Dolce Vita
Love La
way.
Dolce Vita.
That's my favorite of his by a pretty wide margin.
Okay.
Which that's bubble, really bubble. But
yeah. Okay.
Fellini's another guy
Okay.
that I haven't really explored, and he's one that I really want to delve into this year as well.
Okay. So you get 8.5 for $58. Means you've got 41 bucks left. Okay. So
now
in
Ethan opens the
theory,
board.
I open the board and get what I want. Unfortunately, the only movie I have left on my short list is not questionable in terms of qualifications, questionable in terms of quality, to say the least. So now I kind of have to play a quick little game with myself of like what I really want. I think it's kind of like a fun, interesting pick. Kind of looking around though. I either go, there's a franchise movie. It's on the board here that I'm considering that I don't think has like a large contingent behind it and will be seen as like a demarcation on my list here.
Okay.
So I am just going to go with something really a little off the cuff here for $41.
Okay.
I'm going to be taking The Disaster Artist, a movie about the making of The Room.
How much did you put it?
$41.
Okay,
price.
that's fine because I didn't want it, but that's a fun movie. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I think it's a fun movie. I think Dave Franco obviously has a movie coming out later this year as well.
Yeah.
I think he's very good. You know, James Franco has his problems personally, but I think
he's got some issues.
I think this film is actually pretty good. And I like it.
That's a pretty good film.
I remember driving with my friends because when I lived in Florida years, like this movie came out
2017.
Jesus,
2017.
I feel old. I can feel it on my knees. I drove to Tallahassee with the friends. It was like five or six of us. We loaded up in my Ford Expedition, drove like almost 2 hours, and we saw like a 10-something screening of The Disaster Artist. It was a fun time. It's a fun movie for movie. Yeah, a bizarre story that really channels into the spirit of just films and making films. And so,
I mean, I did just get Nathan Fielder on my team. Let that be known. So nobody else can say that, which is really enthralling and exciting.
Rehearsal Season 2 trailer dropped today.
Yeah,
God, lost my mind. Incredible shit from Nathan Fielder. One of the best to ever do it.
So
okay.
how many picks do you have left? One or
so I'm full. Gio, you got 2 picks. You can have each for $1 if you so choose, but the board is yours and you'll round out the draft here.
Okay, then for $1, I'm gonna do the other Lynch film. I'm gonna do Inland Empire.
Yep.
Thought that was gonna happen.
Just a fucking nuts movie that even now I've only watched it once because that was the film I watched. That was one of the few blind spots I had of Lynch. And after he passed, I saw that snowy night, like I mentioned. Just the atmosphere was perfect. Had a cup of coffee, and then you watch, and you're like, I don't know what the hell I'm watching. Like, I don't understand all of it, and you know what? I don't even care to want to understand it. It's such a beautiful enigma, and I think Laura Dern is just a beautiful scene partner that has always, whenever she stars in a David Lynch film, it's just you always know something magical is going to happen. And I think the scene where, you know, the alleyway sequence when they're filming the scene where she's dying, even though, you know, there's a lot more layers to it. I feel like I'm telling you something that's like a spoiler if you haven't seen it and you're gonna watch it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
You
seen
should
it
not
And
either.
spoil
there's
it.
just when the woman's talking to her, who's playing the homeless lady about life and like
Okay.
the fire and how life flickers out right after Lynch's passing, I thought was like, oh my god, this is like too much. Actually, it's really sad, and it was a beautiful film about making movies and just bizarre and just. It's gonzo. It's like his most gonzo film. I wish we got another film after that. Because after that, the only thing was, if I'm not mistaken, the return he did for Twin Peaks. But God, it's nuts. It's just nuts film. You haven't seen it, I recommend it. And then my last pick, so because I'm only gonna spend $1, so my final I'll save $39. Oh, that's tough.
Congrats to you.
I will say the only thing I really hate about I'll say that for final thought.
Didn't think the last pick would be so hard.
I don't want to have too many modern movies because like even the
Sure.
Empire was like 02. Hollywood's like 2 movies.
Got 8.5 though.
I know Anna Arma Vep was like 96 around
Yeah.
there, I think.
You got some mix up. You got some good variety.
I'm trying to think. You know what? I actually just watched this one earlier because I don't have besides Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's very funny. I want like something very funny. A film probably most people wouldn't talk about. I'm gonna pick Bowfinger.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The Steve Martin,
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy
Eddie Murphy.
comedy. Watching that today and talk about a movie that also has like a bunch of celebrity cameos. Like Robert Downey Jr. just pops up and as like his agent, and just really about the endless hustle of filmmaking. Inherently a very slimy main protagonist that is played in a far more like heartfelt and humorous manner compared to say like The Player. Like when you watch Tim Robbins' character, you're like, this dude sucks. Griffith Mill is like a terrible person. But when you watch Steve Martin in this movie, it's just like the inspiration of filmmaking. Like even if he's lying to everyone that's working to him and even gaslighting Eddie Murphy into believing there's aliens, it's just him believing that like with the power of the belief in cinema and the effort and the energy you put into it, you can make something special no matter what your position is in this industry, whether you're big dog or you're just a little minnow. And I think it's very funny. And also Eddie Murphy doing dual performance. It's a delightful film. It's a delightful film. So I'm gonna pick Bowfinger to end on. I think the only other one I was contending for, like thinking of, was The Aviator. That was a Scorsese flick.
I
was assuming that was the other Scorsese one when I mentioned
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've done it. We've completed the Movies About Movies auction draft here on the Movie Draft Podcast. Let's quickly go through our teams. Let's say how much we spent on each movie, and then we'll just do a kind of a lightning round of honorable mentions, if there are any. I think we went pretty deep on a lot of the first and kind of second tier ones. So we'll see what is still out there. I'll kick it off. So for $471, the first pick of the draft, I got Singin' in the Rain. For $369, I picked Babylon. Same movie, but different. For $97, I got Cinema Paradiso. For $1, I picked up Argo. For $5, I got Adaptation. And for $41, I picked up The Disaster Artist. Gio, you want to run through your team?
Yes. Sadly, I picked The Fablemans for $100, which, in retrospect, if I had the player from Bryan, I think my team would be contending for number 2 with this roster.
Okay.
But I probably would be 4th because The Fablemans, which I paid for $100. I have to emphasize, the biggest fumble of all time.
Unreal. The hate.
Number
Nobody's
2
been on that is so shocking.
It is shocking.
Ryan was talking to me earlier and he was like, yeah, and Ethan loves The Fablemans. And I was like, okay, at least I get Ethan to bite the bullet. And I think it was maybe too soon after you spent so much money on Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
So that was on me.
I don't think it's gonna hurt you as much publicly as you personally
think it
feel
does.
about it, though.
It hurts me far more personally, and to me, that's what
I get that because I also am mixed on that film.
Yeah. For my second pick, I had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for $800 and worth it because perfect. I love that movie. Number 3, I got Irma Vep for $1, which I think is a steal. I had a feeling no one was gonna pick that one here, so I felt fine. 8.5, I nominated for $58, which I ended up getting. and then both Inland Empire and Bowfinger for $1.
Solid. Danny, what's your team?
All right. Well, I kicked it off a lot lighter than everyone else. Hugo for $50. Mulholland Drive for $51. Blowout for $125. The big boom on the four of us here was Boogie Nights for $218. La La Land for $158, and closed it out with Nope for $100.
Unreal team. Unfucking believable, honestly.
I came in with the strategy of, once I realized everyone was going to spend big on like their one movie, there were more than 4 big movies, and so that meant that if everyone spent half their budget on a big one, I was going to get a big one on a discount.
Hey, cooking. Wow, look at you, Mr. Strategy. Bryan, what's your team?
And I went the steepest with my first pick, Sunset Boulevard at $600. Then Big Fat Liar at $20, Tropic Thunder at $160, The Player at $100, Ed Wood at $20, and I ended it with Super 8 for $10.
I think we are in a unanimous agreement that Danny's probably going to walk away with the win on this one. Yet to be determined. We will see how the voting transpires. We'll see what happens.
I also saved the most money.
It's true.
Yeah, I finished with
We'll
$39. So
yeah, we'll see what happens with the graphics and see what people think about everything. I had one honorable mention that I was getting kind of toss up between the Disaster Artist and this movie. Scream 3 takes place on a Hollywood soundstage. Kind of neat, kind of quirky.
I had Scream in general kind of on my list.
Sure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. It's fair.
What was everyone's thoughts about Barton Fink? Do we have Barton Fink fans here?
I had it on the list. I haven't
seen Barton.
That's probably why I didn't nominate it, unless like I was debating that also
on the list.
I only had 3 honorable mentions. One of them was a very small film. I don't know if any of you have seen it or heard of it. It's called Living in Oblivion. It's with Steve Buscemi, and it's about the making of an indie film. It's really good. Highly recommend. Saving Mr. Banks. I'm a huge Disney guy, and I loved Mary Poppins, so I really loved that one. And when Gio brought up Eddie Murphy, I kind of thought he was going to bring up Dolomite Is My Name.
I had too many modern movies, so I was
totally understandable. That's a good one too.
Any honorable mentions, Danny?
Yeah, I had a few that were sort of bubble subplots, not really like the main plot. I thought about sneaking in there and trying to make a case for All That Jazz, because there's a movie making subplot in there.
I had it on my long list. I would have allowed.
I didn't even think about that one.
If I knew that, I could have picked
another.
That's a top 5 movie of all time for me. Oh my god!
I should have picked that.
I sort of wish I had gone for it.
Damn.
Yeah, I kind of wish I'd gone for that in my last spot.
That would have been good. That would have been a good, sealer.
Yeah.
And then I also had May December here. They talk about
interesting.
I mean, the whole process is about an actress trying to get into
an actor.
I would have counted that. I
agree.
I didn't go for some of these bubbles, but
a lot of bangers left on the table.
Those were the 2 big ones, and then some others were just smaller movies. I really like The Assistant. That's I think a really important movie to watch. Yeah. And then also want to shout out Black Bear. This is it's like a meta movie.
The Aubrey Plaza, the Christopher Abbott film. Very underrated movie. Yeah.
I think it's super underrated. Really, really well done meta movie.
Very, you know what? Relative in that same vein as Irma Vep. You know?
Yeah.
So good movie. That's a nice shout out.
Wow. Well done. Still movies left on the board. I am curious if people will get a little mad at us for not talking about The Fall Guy, probably one of the most recent movies about movies that people loved. I was not one of those people. World premiere couldn't even do it for
me. We were at the world premiere, me and Ethan.
Yeah, I didn't even like it then.
That was a fun time, but
it was fun.
The movie,
only the movie was a fun time.
I'll tell you who saw it. Ari and P, returning guest on this show. He's a big Fall Guy guy. So
I've heard through the grapevine that he's 0-6 on this show.
Ooh.
Yeah, he is. And next time he comes on and drafts the Fall Guy, he'll go 0-7. So, glad it wasn't me. Huge thank you to all of you for joining the episode. Gio, Bryan, Danny, thanks so much, guys. This was a blast. a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be, but we have accomplished the exercise and the task. Gio, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
You can find my reviews at Next Best Picture, and you can find me on Twitter as a whole at the Giovanni Lago.
Yes, highly recommend following Gio and seeking out his great stuff. Just last week, we did have Matt Neglia on the pod as well of Next Best Picture. So we're kind of running through the gauntlet here of the Next Best Picture contributors, and which is pretty fun. Danny, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
Absolutely. You can find me at the outlet where I host my own weekly podcast, many times a week, actually, The Rolling Tape. You can also find me personally at DTJ Cinema on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And Bryan, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
And you could follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd at Bryan Sudfield. You could catch me at The Rolling Tape as well, contributing to podcasts on there. And you could listen to my own podcast, Life Moves Pretty Fast. New episodes drop every Wednesday. I've had Ethan on. Danny and Gio will be on soon, so looking forward to that. And if you love coming of age cinema, give that pod a listen.
Yeah, highly recommend going to listen to my contributor debut over at The Rolling Tape, the podcast regarding the atrocious film, The Assessment. Danny and I had a great spar of that film, and that was a really good time over there. You know, we're always cooking something up on these pods, aren't we, Danny? Be sure to listen and subscribe to the Movie Draft Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube and watch our drafts transpire over there as well. New episodes will release weekly on Tuesdays. We'll see you then.